All right, what is going on, guys? Sorry for the little bit of a delay there, but how are you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. We haven't seen you in a week. It's been a little bit. My hair is like straight up in the front for some reason, but we're gonna go with it. We got all the fun stuff. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody who's hopping in so far tonight. Hopefully, this is gonna be a good warm up for the new year. We're gonna talk about a lot of 2025 things. We're gonna talk about why Radical Bowling now hates me for some reason. We got a lot of fun things to talk about today, but we got a lot of people hopping in. Let me make sure everything's situated. I think we're good. I accidentally went live on without my event, so apologies for that if anybody jumped in the other stream if it popped up. I think Johnny and Gandhi did, so I hope they were able to get to the right spot. But let's see. We got a lot of people. Look at that. Let me start from the top, see who's all hopping in today. Let me make sure that's working. Good. That looks pretty decent. But let's start off from the top. Let's see. Kaizen was the first one in with a happy new year. Kaizen, what is going on? Ricky, what's up? You called me, wait, hold on. Ricky, I think Ricky called me Unk, so never mind, Ricky. Taking that back. Hey, what is going on? Bowling Fool. Mark, what is up from Cleveland over on the Facebook side? We got a lot of guys hopping in on the Facebook side. What's going on at Facebook? Let's see. We've got George W. What's up? Bracken, how you doing? Too Tall. We got the Tall Bowlers Club in the house again, as per usual. I see TM Bowling over on TikTok just got the Brunswick Urethane, the new Crown 78. That's awesome. Love that for you. Larry Tripp, what's up? Let the haters hate. Oh, we're going to get into a lot of fun stuff today. I upset 2 different bowling companies in the span of the last week and a half, so it shows that we need to have live streams every week or else I apparently get into trouble. So we're going to get into that a little bit, try to explain what's going on drama wise. I never liked the drama side, but we'll cover it. Hopefully the right people are watching to understand what's all going on. But let me see how everyone else is doing. Kai, we saw hanging in. Dawn, what is up? Gandhi, you did make it to the right one. Perfect. Apologies for that, Gandhi. I didn't realize that that I went live on the wrong event, so apologies for that. G Bryant, what up? The only no doubt ball I have is a no doubt solid. Oh, absolutely. No doubt solid was a good ball. Right? I mean, it was basically the same as the regular to a certain degree. That was an odd release from them that they had. It was kind of just the same ball back to back. Grumpa, what is going on? Grumpa, happy birthday to Nana Baggins as well. Phil Lurkin on ZVL's video. No, yeah, he commented. Yeah, he commented and was not very happy with me. That's the second time he's commented on my channel and hasn't been happy with me. Whoopsie. Let's see. We have Alec, Clifford, what is going on? Bobby D again. Big Mike, what is up? And Justin. All right, that is pretty much everyone who hopped in. I will be, as per usual, what we will be doing today is going through a full Q&A with bowling stuff, as we always do on the channel. We're going to explain a lot of the new stuff going on. Radical had a single release yesterday without the other Brunswick brands, which is a little bit interesting. But then today, Hammer posted a teaser of some silhouettes of bowling balls. So I mentioned a little bit if you guys watch my Outer Limits video, but this isn't going to be the only Brunswick release. There's no way Brunswick would just release one bowling ball for the month of January. There's probably more coming either next week or the week after that. So we're going to have more announcements coming soon is my guess. I don't know this for sure, but I'm like 90% positive that Brunswick could not just drop a Radical ball, but I'm guessing they're trying to boost Radical sales before they release whatever is going to be coming. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about everything else in the world of bowling. We had a lot of people release their top 5 lists. A lot of content creators, a lot of professionals, a lot of everybody else. So we'll talk about that a little bit, see where our list was versus our personal list and the bowling ball awards and everywhere else to see where the bowling world kind of agrees and why there might be a little bit of bias going on that I noticed, which was a little bit unfortunate. A couple guys who weren't saying that they were staffers, but are indeed staffers who only talked about one company. So a lot of fun things, a lot of big things to talk about. When we have 2 weeks off, we have a lot of cool things to talk about, but we're going to get into all of that. We're going to be live for a little bit longer tonight because it's New Year's Eve. I have no New Year's Eve plans, so I'm going to be vibing here for probably an extra hour or so. So strap in if you guys got the time. If you don't have much going on, now you have plans. So really hope you guys can join us for quite a while tonight. Otherwise, if you're new here, make sure to drop a subscription or a follow on whatever platform you're on. Best way to help support, completely free, and it is just the YouTuber way to ask things. So, but with that, let us see what is all going on today. All right, let's hop in. We saw TM going to try out the Crown 78. It seems like the Crown 78 overall has been pretty good for a lot of people. I haven't seen it used much in tournaments yet. It really has only been a couple of weeks so far, but I think when the PBA starts, hopefully we can see a little more of that ball. That's about a month-ish away. I don't think at team trials we'll see it, because when people can use a purple hammer, there is no reason to not use a purple hammer. Like, if you have the choice between a Crown 78 and a purple hammer is the right choice 10 times out of 10. That softer urethane just makes the ball better. So that's probably a big reason that we haven't seen the Crown 78 that much yet. But during the PBA season or during something like Junior Gold, we should be able to see a little bit more of it. The urethanes are always a little bit tough because they're so niche. Not many people really need urethanes out there. So hopefully we see a little bit more. But that's what I'm hoping for. JT, opinions on the new Nebula. The Nebula's looking good. It's looking really good for a lot of people. It's not quick. It's not sharp by any means because it's a motive ball. So if you want angle and you're not just buying motive stuff, get a Crown Victory, get something like a Next Factor. Those are going to be eons sharper down lane. But if you're a motive only guy, that's going to be the quickest ball you can get. Overall, it is looking really good. I've been pretty pleased with what the Nebula is doing. Even outside of just being a good motive ball, it's a good general ball, which is a really good sign. Motive did have a very fantastic 2025, which was good to see. I think overall they just percentage of really good releases was very high compared to the other brands. So that was really, really cool to see. That was really good. Kickstand Kurt, what's going on? No league tonight. Love when I get a show. Gonna get up early tomorrow for 9-pin. Yeah, who's all bowling a 9-pin tournament tomorrow, or even just a tournament in general? I know now is the time, like New Year's Day is when everybody hosts a no-tap tournament. So let me know if you guys are bowling a tournament. Phil Beggs, when do you think is the best time to use a Next Factor? Would you change the surface? Late. Transition / the burn. That ball is super, super weak. You're not going to want it on the fresh very much, especially if you're more on the speed dominant side or more on the balance side. Rev dominant, you can use it a little bit more. But if it's not hooking for you much, I'd recommend taking the surface down, take the polish off, bring it to like 3,000 grit, and then you'll be good to go. That ball just doesn't like oil that much. It's very, very weak for being a $200 ASIM. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Also, drink of the day is an adult beverage tonight because it is New Year's. So we're going to get real fun on the stream today. For anyone curious, ooh, that's a little warmer than I thought and a little stronger. Crown Apple and Pepsi is the drink of the day. Beautiful. Had a Crown chocolate over the weekend. That stuff was surprisingly good. JR Pro Shop, happy 2026 from your friends up north. Thank you, JR. Happy New Year's to you guys as well. Thanks for hopping in all the time, man. You guys have been doing great. I loved your guys' best of video. That was fun to watch. So I love that you guys have so many different like styles, but also all very talented bowlers who know their stuff, which is cool. The top 5s and top 10s are always interesting because like a lot of people don't throw that much equipment, so they'll always put the balls that they've thrown, where you guys cover pretty much everything, which is awesome. But it kind of, you guys have people who are actually traveling to bowl, where a lot of content creators out there don't do that. They bowl league and that's it. So then, you know, they pick what's good in their home center, really. But no, that was fun to watch. That was awesome. Almighty Scrimblow. Hey, Scrimblow, what's going on? Found a $100 XL on eBay, and I'm thinking about pairing it with a Black Venom. Ooh, that's a good combo. Yeah, both of them are going to be that weaker cover, stronger core. Actually, that Black Venom is kind of more matched, but yeah, that can be a really good 1-1. Johnny, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Good having you. I have a hammerhead pinned down and I just picked up the phase 2. Yeah, I would recommend a different layout for it. I'd recommend pin up, maybe bring it to like 3,000 grit, and then have the hammerhead at like 2,000 or 1,500, and you'll be good to go. It's a pretty okay play. Chris, what's your opinion on the hammer sauce? That's an oldie. That was like a middle of the road ball. It was fine. It didn't get much love. I think it came out like pretty soon before Ebonite got bought out by Brunswick, so it didn't really get love. There was an extra sauce that was planned, I believe, and they had poured already, and then they had to scrap it because Brunswick bought out Ebonite after their bankruptcy. It might not have been a full bankruptcy either. I might be wrong on that one, so don't quote me on it. Juan Solo, I love the name. I got my first ball, Deviate Mantra Hybrid. Nice. It's a good ball. It got ignored. It got really ignored, but it's like middle of the road shiny. So it's not going to be too strong, not going to be too weak for you. It's going to be that really good middle of the road so you can pick balls around it and be good to go. Let's see. Simo, as a lefty, I got a Radical Evil Eye as a mystery box. That's a good mystery box pull. I'm a balanced bowler who loves my IQ tour. Please help me pick a layout. You're going to want strong. If you love your IQ, this is going to be a step up. I just go like a very middle of the road versatile layout for that Evil Eye because you don't want it to be too strong if you like your IQ and you just want something similar-ish. So just go whatever the versatile layout is. We are going to talk about the Evil Eye a little bit later because it's that ball's popping off. That ball popped off in sales the last couple of months, and I'm still honestly confused. Like, I understand it is a really good ball, and it's cool to see that a lot of people love it. But personally, I'm still just confused how it's doing so well. It's a good ball, yes, but I didn't think the core idea and the different layouts would do so well in the public. So that's been surprising to see. But we'll get into that one in a little bit as well. Kickstand Kurt, your top 5 were Evoke Hysteria, Rockstar Amped, Hyperdrive, Lethal Venom. That's a little bit of a sleeper in there. And then the Phase 2 Pearl. Nice. Yeah, that's a really good group. Motive was the strongest brand this year. I would say Motive was the strongest compared to how many they released. Because I think the other brands had a lot of bangers as well. And it's kind of hard to say who did best. Like, I don't know. It's really tough. I think all the brands did really well. Storm did fantastic this year compared to 24. They had the biggest glow up compared to last year. Motive just had a lot of really consistent releases. They haven't really broken away from their Motive formula, which I think is going to be the one tough thing for them. So what I mean by that is Motive generally works best for guys like, imagine an AJ Johnson or an EJ, where they have a very heavy ball roll, so very low axis rotation, a whole ton of revs, and they like throwing it at the gutter. That's where Motive really succeeds, is those guys. So they're still matching that. Those guys are still going to kill it. There was a lot of good EJ releases this year. There's a lot of good AJ Johnson releases, a lot of good Michael Davidson releases. So I think that's a good sign that Motive's really, truly sticking to what they do best. And they're still improving on that, which is good to see. Now, Apex Jackal is going to be a different story. That one we really haven't talked about a whole lot on this, on the channel yet. We had our preview, but that was about it. So I'd love to talk about that one a little bit at some point tonight too. I'll be very curious what you guys are thinking of it right now after we saw all of these recent reviews where it was kind of beat up in the reviews. A little beat up. And Too Tall, JR in the house. Happy New Year. Going to try out Powerhouse Ultra Safe or some new to me bowling balls. All right, there you go. Love it. Love it, love it. Shout out to the crown. Let's see. Casper just shot 836 with their Zero Mercy solid with compound on, with a little shine on. I love it. I love it. Love it. Zach P, best drilling layout for an Ion Max, two-handed. Who needs a sharp turn. So you're going to want like a little bit of a weaker layout. You're going to want like a 5x4x3, I think will be good. Try going 5-4-3 for a 2LS. Yeah, so for crown with ooh, a lot of good combos out there. And White Monster, E-Rock, you're nuts. Braden, I'm actually going live this Friday, so you can see how I bowl. Nice, good. Nerdy Bowler, what's up? I got a Hazmat Solid and a Widow V1. What would be a good third ball? You're going to want something shiny out of that. You've got two pretty strong bowling balls. They're going to be a little smoother down lane. So you're going to want something like a Black Widow Mania. You could go like I think a Crown Victory would actually fit really, really well in that grouping as well. If you want a super weak ball, you could go like a Bubblegum Vibe as well. I think that's a lot of different options that can work well for you. Hey, Nub, what's going on over on Twitch? And Tank over on Twitch, thank you for the follow, Tank. Appreciate it. Is the Phase 2 solid a good replacement for the Hammer Redemption solid? The Phase 2 is going to be a little bit weaker, but it's going to be fairly close. I think it's going to be closer than you'd expect because that Redemption's a bit older. So I think that's a pretty good option. Spare me, Rick. Have a purple sugar-free monster right now, or you're having one. I thought about that. I thought about popping some caffeine right now. I thought that'd be a fun idea. Mills, what's up? Zero Mercy Pearl seems to not be getting a lot of love. Is it deserved? Is nobody throwing it? Oh, nobody cares about it. Yeah, no, the solid just got love because big, strong hook monster always outsells big, strong pearl one 100% of the time. When it was the harsh reality solid and the solid popped off, even though it was a worse ball. But the pearl was just kind of there. So that's pretty normal, especially when you do the releases like they did. It was bound for failure. Just because of what it is. People like a hook monster more. A lot of bowling, ironically, comes down to color and comes down to what kind of ball it is, because certain balls always will get a lot of views. And will always get a lot of sales. Views kind of equate to sales in a lot of ways. But you'll see the reviews that get a lot of views are going to end up getting a lot of sales. Danger Zones, for example, they're popping off right now, and the views on those videos was through the roof. A lot of the ball reviewer content creators ate really, really good that day. The Pearl just kind of ignored. So a little unfortunate. It seems like it's a good ball, but it just came out. It's the Brunswick cycle. Brunswick ends up having stuff that gets ignored because a lot of stuff releases at the same time. That's been, I mean, the Intel Recon got hit by that pretty hard. What are some other really good ones that got ignored? Crusher Hybrid got hit by that pretty hard. The recent Street Rally got hit by that pretty hard. We'll see that one on sale in about 5 months. So there's just a lot of balls that get ignored by them. Don, I have a sauce and it still works for me. It's a little weaker of a ball. Okay. All right. Gandhi, who are your favorites in the upcoming PBA tour? I think it's got to be EJ is still a top runner. He's killing it. Andrew Anderson with the ball switch is doing really well. I think Dom Barrett could be a sleeper. He's probably switching over to Storm. I can't see him really going to Motive, but he is leaving Brunswick, so that'll be interesting. I'll be very, very curious to see how that goes. But I have high hopes for him. That ball switch thing usually works. It's worked really well for people lately. Tom Tarantino, Hammer Effect, lots of places selling out. I haven't energized. Is it too close? Yeah, I think they're a little too close. Webalicious, what were your thoughts on the Rubicon? I loved the original Rubicon. I adored my Rubicon. It was basically like an asymmetrical phase 2. I really, really liked that ball. Jeff Cox, Happy New Year. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it, man. The only balls I got this year were both Danger Zones, and that was the biggest bang for your buck you could get. $120 for those balls was crazy. Kickstand, speaking of the i2 Tour, I traded my Zen for one. I can see why they call it the GOAT. I'm balanced and averaging 220 with it. Definitely drilling one for Reno. Oh, yeah, Zen balls are really, really good. Even the 25 was good. It just didn't match up as well as the original, which was a little tough. Grimlow, Apex Jackal is early contender for most memeable ball. Dude, it was kind of funny. I had Apex Jackal, and then I had a lot of DMs that the Outer Limits is going to be memeable ball of the year, which is kind of crazy. I think I got three DMs about it, which was kind of crazy. That was awesome. Let's see. I did see someone say X in the pit made the Apex Jackal look good. Oh, that means most people are going to dislike it. Yeah, X in the pit is always interesting to me because they bowl on wood lanes, like old wood lanes, so everything hooks. So a ball like the Apex, where it gets down lane, but it's super smooth, is like perfect ball reaction for an old wood house. Synthetic, you guys have seen what it does. The thing is not good on synthetics. On wood, that's really where it seems like that ball's going to do a little bit better for people, especially if you can just get way left. So that's kind of the hard thing with those guys, just because of the lanes they're on have so much friction and they're just wood that makes it so much different than what the rest of us bowl on. So yeah, it makes sense. There's a lot of times where those guys love a ball like the Cypher Pearl that sucks for 95% of other bowlers. So that's awesome. Good for them. I'm glad it looked good for them. Grandmastery. First time I hear Nebula is not sharp. Anyone say it's a boomerang? No, it's not that. It's angular. It's very angular, but not as much as other brands. It's the most angular motive ball. They were correct. However, it's not as angular as a lot of the Storm and Rotogrip pieces. That's just the name of that brand. That's like Swag coming out with something that's the most angular ball for them. It's not going to be that angular because the brand just doesn't have much angle to them. That's just how they are. And that's not a good or bad thing by any means. It's just the balls that they make. Let's see. Grumpa, best balls for thumb and lefty, 14 to 16. Yeah, for you, but also low friction house shot. Well, there's not going to be much for low oil, but also for low friction house shot. The low friction lanes makes it tough. I know it's looking like that next factor isn't looking good for you. So as a lefty, that ball just isn't a great play. You guys don't need skid snap over there. You guys need smooth, controllable pieces, effect tours, NV tours, hammerheads, phase twos, rock stars, alerts, IQs, things like that. Wayne, 3-hour show tonight with liquor and no bathroom break. Oh, I have a process before stream. I make sure I run to the bathroom less than 5 minutes before I hit the live button just to make sure I'm not getting up. That is my main goal. Nub, just trying to get a shiny Terrakion in ZA so you can finish the dang DLC. Ooh, I haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't gotten to the legends. I just finished the main portion of the story a couple days ago, actually. So it's been awesome. I love that game. Did Big Mike? I think I missed Big Mike on there. I don't remember where. Kai, revamped 6-ball arsenals, a pure envy, archetype hybrid, lethal venom, venom shock, road warrior, and purple hammer. I like it. Not bad. Let's see. Kurt, could I have the venom shock and IQ? Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Mitch, man. I saw that. Holy cow, hold on. We have a Josh Getty sighting and a someone else and a Ricky sighting. All right. First of all, Ricky, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. Really appreciate it. 18 miles an hour, 350 revs, Jackal, Ghost, Rockstar, and Theorem hybrid. Do you think I'm good for 48 feet? 16 mils is insane. I would recommend a weaker ball in there. I recommend something a little bit weaker. That 16 mils on 48 feet is insanely low. You're gonna want hustles. Like you're gonna want at least one hustle in the bag. I think the Ghost or a Theorem will be good for like a game, but everything's gonna transition so quickly on 16 mils. You're gonna need some weak stuff with it. Getty, cheers to an amazing year of great content and awesome channel growth. And oh yeah, that whole marriage thing. Can't wait to see what you have in store for 26. Thank you so much, Josh. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for hopping into all these streams. That means an absolute ton. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cody, I love my Piranha Power Core Solid and Pearl. Good combo. Love to see that. Coach C from Bad Bowling made the Apex look good on Shark. Bad Bowling. I don't know who that is, man. I gotta look that up. Who are you? The hard thing with me... Oh, Luke Rosdahl posted a video as soon as we went live. That jerk. I hope he's in here and I hope he heard that. I have never seen that guy before. Okay, interesting. Cool. I'll have to check him out after this. I've never seen that guy. But no, there's a lot of guys. The thing with the Apex Jackal, the ones that are making it look good, Luke Rosdahl, speaking of, had an immaculate video about the motive, about the Apex Jackal, about why it sucked for so many people. And that drilling is a big one. But it also seems like those slow ball speeds are whacking it. So all the slow ball speed guys like Theo from Rex, Lewis over on Motive, or what am I? Lewis from Lewisnapolis, Bad Bowling maybe, X in the Pit. A lot of those guys are slower ball speed. A lot of those guys, they're whacking it with that ball. When you're that hot, more rev dominant side, it's looking good. It's just everybody else isn't making it look good at all. So that's where that ball's probably a little bit too niche. So when we talk about a ball is bad, it doesn't mean it's going to be bad for everyone. It means it's going to be too niche. So a smaller subset of the bowling community is going to like it. And that's where it seems like that Apex is fitting. So many people dislike it, but there is that subset that still really likes it. So I think it's just going to be one of those more niche releases. So that's similar to like the Torpedo Direct Hit, for example. That's going to be similar to what else? Man, I don't know what else has been too niche lately. There haven't been that many niche releases this year in a lot of ways. Let's see. Let's keep it going. Wayne, according to your BFF Brunswick, the Zero Mercy Solid and Pearl were close in sales numbers. See, that seems very sus unless there's like a portion of the country that is crushing it in terms of Zero Mercy Pearl sales. Because the Solid has been everywhere, but the Pearl... I personally have not seen a Pearl. We haven't sold a single one at our shop, either of our shops, I don't think. It seems like the Solid is the one that's really doing well for us and for a lot of the Midwest and a lot of the honor scores. So I just haven't seen it. That'd be hard to believe unless people are like just really not liking it, not posting much about it, which it could happen as well. Sales numbers are always so hard because you have no idea if someone's pulling a number like out of left field and making it up or not. That's where like I could say our ZVL SHAMMIES, we've sold 7,000 of them over the last 2 months. Like, I have nothing to prove it. If I say that, there's going to be someone out there who believes it. So that's kind of the hard thing with sales numbers. Unless you see the actual numbers, it's kind of hard, especially with someone who works at a company. Always remember he works at Brunswick. You can always twist those a little bit. Companies like to boost their sales numbers and like make it look more grandiose than it is a lot of the time because it is a competition in a lot of ways. Or a lot of companies make it act like a competition. KC, the Zero Mercy Pearls are on back order. They're being hoarded. Interesting. Huh. Weird. Very odd. Tie Dog, what's up? Red Vacuums, what's going on? Simo 2.0 hybrid. Oh, okay. Curious on his 50+ game review. I do like that those guys do that. It's always hard because it's always hard with those guys because like you the thing with YouTube is if you post a ball review after the ball is announced, you get 10 times less views. So their 50 game reviews probably don't get much in views. It's probably a core, like hardcore group that watches. So that's always really tough in the YouTube game. Let's see. JR said we've sold both of them in equal amounts. Might be because the lane surface here lends itself to shiny. That's probably why it is more because hopefully people are realizing that the Zero Mercy Solid probably doesn't look good for a lot of houses because there's so little oil and there's such high friction. So maybe pro shops are pushing people towards the pearl over the solid just because of that. But I have no way to prove that at all. Danny Payne, I have the Danger Zone Solid and the Alert, and NU 2.0 and the Black Widow Ghost. Do I really need any other balls? Would I start strong to weak? So looking at that, I would say you would go Black Widow 2.0, then you would go Alert, Danger Zone Solid would be like the 1, 2, 3 on that side. On the Pearl side, you just have the Black Widow Ghost, and then the NU is on bottom. Hey, Dave made it in. Just picked up a Guru Oracle and an Intel. Nice. The Intel sounds like it's going pretty well. It just isn't getting as much love. Lumpy, the Central Illinois one at Kingpin, Ricky, and Springfield. Ooh, there you go. Too Tall, X in the Pit just replaced all the lanes. Maybe why the initial review looked good, but has been trashed for him since. Oh, that would make sense. If they did actually put in synthetics, yeah, you're going to see radically different reviews from them. You're going to see night and day differences. It's crazy how different wood lanes are to synthetics. They're so different. Yeah, it's not great on the left grump, but it makes sense. Gandhi, you were my top YouTube channel in 25. Thank you so much, Gandhi. Really appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're enjoying and glad you're watching. So, I think now is going to be a good time. Quick, I want to talk about the black hole in the room quick, and that is the Outer Limits black hole and a lot of the things going on with that because I am currently the most hated man on the internet in terms of a Radical fan. Radical is not happy with me. So, Outer Limits black hole got released yesterday or got announced. It is a shiny solid version of the original Outer Limits solid. It is a shiny solid. The only difference is the cover stock has HK22C solid compared to HK22 in the original, and then the surface prep. The odd thing is, though, Radical has 2 other balls with that same exact cover stock name in the Evil Eye and the Guru Oracle. So it was something we kind of asked back in the Evil Eye is this has the same exact cover as the Guru Oracle. So 3 balls, same exact cover stock out of like the 7 that they have was a little interesting. But I feel like I remember at some point long ago, where Radical said, we just don't name our covers. We change them all the time, so none of them are the same. But we don't know that for sure. So in my review, or in my preview, I should say, I commented about that saying, we would really like to know what the cover stocks do if they're the same cover stock. And I asked it actually on the Radical YouTube channel, and I didn't get a response, unfortunately. Radical did not comment back to me. They unfortunately commented something snarky at a guy who said something about 16-mile-an-hour ball speed, but they didn't say anything about the cover stock. So right now, we still have no idea anything about that cover stock, which is one of the toughest things because in my opinion, and in many bowlers' opinions, the cover stock is the most important piece of a bowling ball. There was an old percentage of like 70% of ball reaction, or it was like Now, I think it was like 65 or 70% of a ball reaction is from the cover stock alone. The Radical not posting the cover stock, I wasn't very happy with that. So I mentioned that in the preview. The other thing was their marketing description was probably written by AI. I don't know that for sure. I threw it in some AI checks after and it checked all the boxes, but it didn't tell us anything. It told us the Outer Limits has these core numbers and it's been selling well since 2023, which really, we know so little about that bowling ball, which was a little unfortunate. So I said the marketing on this is really, really bad. And Radical's had that problem for a while. Luke Rosdahl actually mentioned it in a couple of his videos where he hates Radical's marketing. It's just not up to snuff compared to a lot of the other brands, which is unfortunate. Hopefully it's something that they see now after my review and after Phil saw my review and didn't like it, and then improve it, hopefully, would be the positive. But a lot of people didn't like that. So there was a lot of hate comments, and I don't know how many dislikes that video got to, but overall, does the black hole look like a good ball? Yeah, it looks good. It doesn't fit the spot in the bag that the Radical ball chart shows it. The Radical ball chart shows it almost like in line with a lot of their weak stuff like the snapshot. However, based on ball reviews, as God, who said that? No, I missed it. No, I just saw somebody say it. Somebody mentioned that I'm really sorry, whoever it was, but somebody mentioned that the black hole is looking really similar to the conspiracy theory, which is 100%. This ball seems like it's a remake of the conspiracy theory. The Outer Limits and conspiracies were very close. I should actually look that up quick. Radical conspiracy theory. The ball numbers are 249. Okay, the conspiracy has a slightly stronger core to it. But the cover stock, we don't know because Radical doesn't say much about their cover. So overall, just to hit the elephant in the room, Phil from Radical commented on the video saying that he did not appreciate the preview and that I need to actually watch videos before I make a video to not put out misinformation. Very unfortunate that that's the second owner of a bowling ball company that did not like my preview of their ball. But that's what we're seeing right now. It wasn't negative on the ball. It was negative on the marketing and then the ball chart being inaccurate. The main reason is we need right information out here. We need good information out here in bowling. We have not had it for years. A lot of ball companies have hid stuff from customers for a while. Now they're not anymore. A lot of them aren't. So getting this info out is very, very important. It also makes it look a little bit sleazy where like, well, if you want to learn more about it, watch our podcast, which isn't technically sponsored by our brand, which that's a whole nother story. But overall, it's a little unfortunate. Our goal is to get more information to you guys as bowlers. We need to improve our level of education in the bowling world. We're severely behind other sports. Very, very behind as a fan base and as bowlers. So our goal is to try to improve it. That's what I've been trying to do for a while, is try to get correct and accurate information to you guys. And if that information is this company is not giving us good marketing info and telling us truly where the ball fits, like a Storm, like a Hammer, like a Motive, then unfortunately that's an issue. And unfortunately, a lot of Radical fans did not like it. So if you are here and you are not fans of what I said about the bowling ball, I truly am sorry, but I wasn't saying anything about the ball itself. Just remember that. I didn't say the Outer Limits was bad. I've never said that phrase. What I did say is that the marketing is really bad. And that is a statement that many others have made that I am just echoing. So if you are here and you are not happy about that, I'm A-okay. I promise if you say anything and if you are one who hated it, you can say it in the comments. Everyone in the comments, do not bash that person. But if you are one of those people, please, I'd love to hear more about why people didn't like it. But I'm just curious because I didn't say anything bad about the ball in the video, but a lot of people thought I dumped on it and I dump on Radical all the time. Do they do a lot of bold and weird things? 100%. Yeah. Did I think the Evil Eye was going to do worse than it did? Yeah. It's a good ball. I still truly don't understand the layout, like having multiple of the same ball and using those multiple layouts. But if that's something that suits bowlers and they really want to spend $400 on two of the same bowling ball, absolutely go nuts. But overall, I'm really trying to not trash Radical. That's not the goal here. And I don't think I really did in that video. So apologies that this had to go into that kind of little rant, but I do want to read a little bit of what you guys have to say about that. Let's see. I'm gonna start a petition to get me on Radical staff. I think Phil and Nick will personally make sure I never get a bowling ball from Brunswick. Phil's just pissed you have influence now. He's had some. It makes sense. Nick's had something against me since March of 2024 when he tried taking down my TikTok channel. Let's see. Deaver from watching the review videos. Yeah, there you go. Daver, thank you so much. There you are. Dave Realm. Dave Realm was the one who said it looks like a conspiracy theory, which is a really good point. It's a very good point. James, is it accurate that the strong, sharp bowling ball stagger in total hook? So it goes strong, smooth, strong, sharp, medium, smooth. Kind of. Yes and no to a certain degree. A lot of the time it goes strong, smooth into medium smooth, where the pearl and the shiny stuff kind of fits in its own realm. So, yeah, it's kind of a little all over. It's all dependent on situation, which is the hardest part. I wish it could be like golf, where it's like 5 iron goes this far, then you go to your 6, then your 7, but bowling just can't do that, unfortunately. Bowling Fool, yeah, that's wild. I agree with the website color. 220 average video features some staffers throwing half Storm, half Brunswick. Are they going to get in trouble? Probably not, because it's a fun video, but usually the companies are very anti, like, you cannot be seen with a bowling ball of the other brand. So that's kind of surprising you got that. Kelly, Phil may have a vendetta against you, maybe. Linda, you're being honest, or Lindy, people are so sensitive. There was more sensitivity than I expected. Cody, only got Radical to despise my spare ball. Yeah, that was an okay spare ball. Movie Grumpy Old Man. Let's see. Radical like Pyramid, just can't take constructive criticism. That was the other one. If you if you didn't check out my Pyramid video, I had the CEO of that company yell at me too, because they didn't like my video. Too Tall, if you want to learn more about layouts but don't want to pay 100-ish, you can buy a 3D printer laser cut quarter scales for 20 to 40. That's actually a really good play. That is a fantastic play. I don't apologize. Phil doesn't want transparency, he wants money. That's kind of what it feels like a lot of the time. And that's what bowling was for a long time. When I first got into bowling, it all felt like a money grab, because you guys have seen it all the time. Even ChatGPT, when I put anything in about bowling ball reviews in there, it sees it as well, where every ball is super strong but super quick, goes through the pins, hits like a truck, all that stuff. And that seems like that was kind of a massive thing, like 2010 to 2015, which was a little unfortunate. So I think bowling's finally trying to get out of that a little bit more, but then this stuff happens and it's so tough. And I don't want to rag on like people's jobs, right? But that one's tough. There's an easy way to market. People have done it in the world many times. Like everywhere you look, there's marketing done, and it's usually really good. But that one was just really hard as a bowler to see, well, what does this cover do? I don't know. Well, it's the same name as your other one, so it's going to be like that. Well, no. Well, then why do you call it the same thing? We need to know something about it. The core is something cool. The core is important, but it's not as important as the cover. Kelso, I thought you were honest and respectful. Thank you, Kelso. Appreciate that. That's what I was trying to go for. But yeah, to Joe, if they have info available, why not say it? Yeah, I know. It's not a big deal to make a cover stock chart. I would love the cover stock charts. I would adore more cover stock charts. I think those are really important. I love when Motive does theirs every couple months, and when Storm 900 Global and Roto do theirs. I think that's really important to know where the cover stocks line up, just to have a little bit of an idea, because we're not trying to buy every ball, but that is what some people do, which is tough. If you want a good laugh, go back and read bowling ball marketing from 20 plus years ago. Literally the same thing as now. Hits like a truck, longest, most angular. That's what I remember from like the 2010s when I got into bowling, so it doesn't surprise me at all. At all. Zach had to walk away for a few, so not sure if you answered. I just ordered an Equinox Solid. Any preferred layout for two-hander? A little more rev dominant. You're going to want, I always like going 5x4x3 for a slightly weaker layout for a two-hander. For 2LS, I think that's a good play. Danny Payne, lifts or oval for two-finger? I do not recommend lifts as a two-hander. Really not much in general. I think ovals are generally more liked. But I recommend trying both. They're easy to do. You can take them in and out with some glue. So I'd try both. Let's see. Tori watched 3 reviews on the black hole. Look pretty solid. Curious if the cover holds up. That's the big one, is the cover stock for the original solid one. I've heard, God, probably 100 people at this point say like, I liked mine, but then it died after 50 games. So hopefully this one doesn't. I'm guessing because it's not dull, it hopefully is not going to absorb as quickly, but we'll see. That'll be a little bit interesting. Yeah, Phil wasn't going to like you after all the fun we had about the direct hit. That's true. That was an issue. Larry Tripp. Yeah, Brunswick loves the outer limit. Yeah, I mean, he's an employee at Brunswick. So staffers, employees, those guys aren't gonna rag on one of their new balls. It's just not what they do. Even though the company doesn't tell them they have to be positive, people just are. That's a very common thing. If you see somebody who goes on staff with a company, they truly do like that company, so they're gonna be more positive towards it, but you're never gonna see a negative thing. One of the good tests was when Storm released that second identity. You didn't see many people trashing it that were actual staffers. The people who trashed it were the independent guys or the fans who aren't on staff with anybody. So that's just kind of how it is. Yeah. It's not a bit, yeah, it's a choice. Yeah, it is a choice not to. And that was a choice with the, it was also a choice with like making an actual ball guide. It isn't difficult to do by any means. I mean, Motive has kept one for years and years. I don't know when they first introduced the ball guide, but it's not too difficult to do. I mean, I am a part-time YouTuber and I make ball guides for every single brand at every single release, just based on a bunch of research on everybody. So if I can do it, a multi-million-dollar ball company could do it as well. So I'm glad that all the companies now have one. That is super, super nice to have. However, it's nice when they're updated very quickly. That's super, super good when that happens. David Brooks at Disneyland and you're in? What is going on? What ride are you on? Hold on. What ride are you waiting for? Clark, if you want. Oh, we hit that one, Clark. Ken, my favorite radical ball was a Bigfoot. Dude, the Bigfoot was sick. Bigfoot and the Squatches were sick. I wish they'd bring something like that back. I think the No Doubt is close, but it's a stronger core. Yeah. I don't understand any of their balls. I'm not rolling the dice on their stuff. Their stuff makes sense. They fill a lot of gaps, so I get it. Tori, all the B7 brands make some good stuff, some men and some trash. Yeah, when you release 80 balls, you're gonna make some bad stuff. You're gonna make some terrible stuff in there, but you're gonna make some really good stuff as well. You're gonna have the Ebonite Crushers, which just don't fit anywhere. You're gonna have the things like, what has been another bad ball from them lately? Oh, Ethos Solid, very not great for a lot of people. When I say not great, by the way, I mean for most bowlers. Like if you like yours, that's awesome. But you're going to be in the minority of people who it really fits for. But I'm really glad you like it. Every ball is somebody's favorite, which is cool. So do I see a Victor Cortez in the chat? Hold on. Victor, what is going on? Where'd you go? Hold on. There you are. Boulder US Open qualifier today where no urethane was allowed. It was definitely interesting. Ooh, explain. I did see you were live. I was checking it at like lunchtime or like on one of my breaks at work. I was like, hold on. This dude's bowling. I'm stuck here working. This isn't fair. I picked the wrong profession. But that sounds fun. Casey, that sounds boring. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of tournament companies or tournament coordinators are banning or matching the USBC rules on urethane. Here in Minnesota, the CBAs, the largest scratch tournament in Minnesota, put in a new urethane rule where 78 hardness or higher are only allowed. You can't throw purples or black hammers. And there has been some drama here in Minnesota with urethanes. There have been a couple urethanes that people can literally dig into with their fingernail because they're so soft. That has happened. Don, our masters, dude. I made a video on this, but I do want to tell it because I don't think YouTube heard it, and I want to get back to the YouTube comments quick. I want to hit Bowling Fools on what is SPI's info tomorrow. So here in Minnesota, we had the Minnesota Masters, probably the biggest Masters tournament. There's usually almost or over 100 people at the event. Huge event here, probably the largest one. And it was supposed to be the 2022 USB-C Masters pattern. It's like 40 feet flat, super, super hard. The cut when the Masters was held in 2022 was -17. It was -17. That was with a bunch of PBA and top-level amateurs. The cut here was 120 over for 6 games. It was a 220 average to make it. It was a house shot. They pressed the wrong button on the machine, and it was 100% a house shot they put out. And so there were people in the cut who barely bowl on sport who like shot average 230. There was a lot of house bowlers who like did phenomenal. And yet Will's here. He was actually there. They forgot. You're thinking they forgot to put down 2-2 loads on the first 20 feet. How does that just programmed it wrong? That would be insane. Yeah, that's like 9 loads on that pattern, like Dawn said. Really? That's insane. Holy cow. Victor, did you 8-pin yet? 9 loads of 2-2, and yeah, that makes the shot very easy. So it might not have been a house shot, but it was a joke of a pattern. So yeah, it was insane. Super big oopsie. So they bowled on something super easy. Scores were through the roof. It was insane. I unfortunately wasn't able to go because of there was a blizzard going on in my part of Minnesota, but yeah, crazy. But let me catch back up on the YouTube comments quick. Mitch Man, I won the Zero Mercy Pearl from a raffle. There you go. Love it. Mark, a lot of these bowling execs have egos that are way bigger than the success they predict from their products, which is unfortunate. Like, our goal is to get more people into bowling. None of us are trying to like be cruel people. Like, that's not the goal here, is not to be mean. The goal is to improve the sport and grow the sport. And yeah, sometimes that doesn't happen. Mad Dog, thoughts on the Turbo X? I think the Turbo X is good. It's a weak and smooth ball. It's one of the weakest balls you can get from Brunswick right now. It's not that weak. It's kind of like a weaker and sharper IQ tour in a lot of ways, is how I saw it. But Will, if you look at the pattern, it's Christmas tree on the inside. So it is. How do you, that's a wild. You forget the 2-2 lows for anyone who doesn't know. That is a part of a pattern. That's like part of the oil distribution and how it's put out. And it usually makes a pattern very hard. It kind of determines how, because it's literally oil from 2-board to 2-board. It determines if you can play the gutter or not. If there's no 2-2 loads, the gutter's going to hook. So the gutter hooked a lot there. What are we drinking? We have Crown Apple and Pepsi. We're doing we are doing a big boy drink today, an adult beverage for all of our 21 plus crowd. Brooks, I love that you're that you're at Disneyland right now. Cody, got a guy at my league bowling an 809 with the Zero Mercy Pearl. I think the Zero Mercy Pearl is a bit of a house shot killer because of how strong it is, especially for the speed dominant crowd. So that's been cool. Any update on the Ion Max Pearl? Yeah, don't expect an Ion Max Pearl anytime in the next at least month. It sounds like there's no Ion Max Pearl coming stateside for at least a while. So don't get your hopes up that tomorrow is going to be that bright blue ball. It looks sick, but it is overseas only right now. I know there's a lot of Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts that are trying to hype it up that that's what's coming tomorrow. It's not. It is not coming tomorrow. I don't know what's coming tomorrow. But I know it's not the Ion Max Pearl. That's the one thing that's been promised to me is that it's not that Ion Max. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. Tank, is the phase 2 solid good for a one-handed lefty? Whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dude, Ryan, you like the dumbest balls from Brunswick at times, man. You liked the Cypher. You like the Crusher. Wasn't there was a third ball that you loved? I don't remember what it was, man. But you loved something just terrible. Let's see. Eric, your 6-ball category has helped so much make sense of bowling balls. Thank you, man. That's the goal, is just try to simplify it a little bit. Corey B, what's going on? Owatana's house shot is way easier than Mankato. Dude, I suck on the Owatonna house shot. Hopefully, well, look, we're trying to find a new one that's better, but I did shoot 287 last night. If you didn't see any of my reels on anything, at front 10, Jackal Onyx in game 3 because the lanes got so cliffed. I carried like 4 7-pins by rolling the 7 off the deck, not even knocking it over. The Onyx is such a strong ball. So, and I had to get up the back of it for it to carry if I got it a little bit inside. But when I got it inside, it barely could make it back. And the 7 was getting pushed off by like a 4-pin or a 5-pin or something. It was disgusting. I ended up going front 10 and then pocket 710 in the 11th shot. And I did not pick up the 710. So a little bit sad there, but a cheeky little 720. Simo, my favorite radical balls are the Katana Legend and Score. Ooh, Katana Legend, probably the Guru Oracle is going to be close. They don't have anything near the Katanas right now. Those balls were awesome. And then the Score, I do not remember what that radical Score was. That was the one with a 300 on the side. I hated the look of that ball. I thought that was a dumb ball. That was an ASIM? Holy cow. ASIM solid? Does it not... They don't. This is why I'm upset. It doesn't tell you what the cover is. There's no cover. It's core and color. Really? I go back to what I said earlier, that this marketing needs to improve. How do you not have the cover stock name or cover stock? What if it's solid hybrid or pearl on your website? It's a solid ASIM. Guru Oracle is going to cover you perfectly. Might still have it under the plug table. Kai, need more left-handers up here. Tired of being the same ball the whole set? That's the one hard thing with a lefty. Like, you can throw the same thing all day long, so you don't need that many balls. A lot of, like, the lefty that I bowl with on my tournament team has very few bowling balls. RJ, our Pro Shop guy recommended Energize and Mania for College Arsenal. Too close. I don't think so for college. I think there's some good difference. I would recommend some surface on the Energize to give a big enough difference between the two, because the Mania is going to be cleaner and quicker. So that might not be bad. Let's see. Where are we at? And then, yeah, so TLDR on the Outer Limits Black Hole. It looks good. It's going to fit right where a special effect does, or right where a Crusher Hybrid did, or right where like an Entity Pearl kind of fits, is really the vibe that Outer Limits Black Hole's going for. If you like the Outer Limits bowling balls, this is going to be a great option for you. It rolls a little bit more forward than some of its other counterparts, but really, it rolls very similar to a special effect. So if you like a special effect and you don't want to buy another one, this can be a really good replacement for you. If you only have radical equipment, this ball is going to fit because they don't really have anything in that range. It kind of fits between a Torpedo and it fits between a Guru Oracle. However, I got scolded for it, so I might not talk about the black hole very often, just in fear of getting slapped by by everything. Lefty Motive guy, my wife finally wants to replace her Trident Odyssey. We're getting her the Raptor Rain. That's a really good comparison, honestly. Yeah, unfortunately, the Tridents are gone. Those balls were pretty sick. But, yeah, I think that's a good option. So, yeah, let's quickly hit what is the... I unfortunately didn't have anybody who actually challenged on the radical piece of like, was I too negative? A little unfortunate there. I was kind of hoping, like, honestly, to get some honest feedback, because minus some Facebook comments, I rewatched my video a couple times. And I was like, I thought I didn't. What was that mean? But let's talk about the Storm announcement tomorrow. So tomorrow, January 1st, Storm has a special announcement, which is focused on like innovative stuff. So it's focusing on something innovative. They haven't told anybody anything about it. We've had the Storm and the Rotogrip account say, hey, go watch this. It's at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, which is going to be 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and then noon on the West Coast. So a lot of people have off of work, which is why they picked that time, I think. I don't know why they didn't pick the morning compared to the afternoon, but they're going to have a full live stream on it. We know nothing. We know nothing at all. We have no idea what it is. Is it going to be, I know a lot of people have been speculating that it's a new urethane type ball. Is it going to be level 2.0 or level up? Maybe. Is it going to be a new cover stock formula that's going to fit really well with what they've got and try to match something like HK22C or something? Maybe. Is it going to be a new core design that's going to do something innovative, whatever a core can be innovative on? Maybe. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be, I guarantee it's going to be very hot or cold. Without a doubt, with how much hype they're putting into it, which is good. You'd rather have too much hype than not enough. People are going to love the announcement. or they're going to despise the announcement. No matter what, we will be live streaming it, not on YouTube. They're going to be live streaming on YouTube, so I don't want to take away like any YouTube only viewers. We will be live sometime about 1:45 Central Time, so about 15 minutes before it happens. We'll be live on Twitch and on TikTok giving a reaction on what it's going to be. So make sure to check us out on those platforms. Unfortunately, I don't want to be on YouTube just because Storm is going to be live streaming on YouTube as well, so I don't want any problems with copyright or anything like that. So we'll be doing that on Twitch and on TikTok. So make sure to follow on those accounts to be able to get a live reaction and a little bit of an explanation of what they're going into. Or the announcement isn't going to make a difference. Or that's an option too. It's the next line of Belmo balls. No, I think Storm's licking their wounds a little bit on that identity, and they're going to wait a little bit longer before we have a new Belmo ball. And Belmo always teases a new ball like 3 months in advance. He'll post something on his like Instagram where he shows him throwing a couple of balls that are unmarked and be like, something new is coming. And then it's always a Belmo ball. So that's always something to be aware of. So we're not going to get a Belmo ball. I'll guarantee that. I think Storm is done making balls for Belmo. Nah, they'll come back. They'll come back, but it'll be a little bit of time beforehand. But this is a good question from Jim. Do you think B7 is sunsetting C300 with the PBA license? This is wild. This is what happens when we don't live stream for 2 weeks, is we have all this news happen. So this is a weird one that nobody has talked about at all, which is weird. So Columbia 300 cannot be thrown on the PBA Tour next year. No Columbia ball can be thrown. No Columbia logo can be shown on the PBA Tour, PBA Regional and PBA 50. You're not going to see the Pulse. You're not going to see the Street Rally. You're not going to see the Cypher Pearl. Well, no, that's track. You're not going to see the Super CUDA Power Core Pearl. None of them. You're not going to see any of those balls. Is it a big deal for Brunswick staffers? Not at all. Every single one of those balls has a replacement. If you're not going to see the, we'll get to Dom Bear in just a second as well, because I think that's going to start a little bit of a flood in why he's leaving Brunswick. Yeah, Dom Bear is leaving Brunswick, by the way, just FYI. Probably going to Storm, but nothing official yet. But yeah, C300 always has been, for the last couple of years, the lowest sales in terms of Brunswick equipment. That's usually like the extra ball that they try pushing, which is unfortunate. There are some cool balls from them that have come out. The Pulse is apparently really good. I have a Super CUDA Power Core Pearl. It's my first Columbia ball in years. It rolls good. Piranha Power Core Pearl looks good. Street Rally looks pretty decent, but the name recognition and the fans of that brand just are kind of gone. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And I know with Bowling Fool in here, unfortunately, the Ricochet return will not be thrown on the PBA Tour. So what is Brunswick sunsetting Columbia? I think the answer is no, but we have to remember what happened last year when Brunswick did not register all their brands to be on jerseys. So in 2025, what Brunswick did is they did not pay the money to have Radical. I think it was Radical, Track, and Columbia to be on jerseys. You could still throw the balls, but they couldn't be on jerseys. So all the staffers of those companies had to flip over to a different Brunswick brand. Now, this was weird, but I know Phil, ironically, talking about him, went on a rant on his podcast about how it was too much money. It was like $125,000 to register. And they made the decision that the return on investment is not there. And then he kind of pooped on the PBA, which I'll bite my tongue on this one. But they did that. Now this year, they cut it down even further. Columbia can't be thrown, and only Brunswick and Hammer are going to be the brands you see on TV. You're going to see other bowling balls, but everyone's going to be wearing a Brunswick or a Hammer shirt. That is a Brunswick staffer. So it seems like, I don't think they're sunsetting Columbia, but I think Brunswick is trying to like put their foot down, because Brunswick has shown their dissatisfaction with brands like they've shown their dissatisfaction with brands like the USBC. They've come out and publicly pooped on the USBC a bit. It wouldn't surprise me if they do the same with the PBA, because it is a lot of money to register. It is a lot of money, but unfortunately they're not registering almost anything, which is interesting. So I expected Brunswick to come out with some kind of statement, because a lot of people cared and a lot of people saw it as a big deal, but unfortunately there just wasn't much. So we have no idea why they're doing it. It's probably money. It's probably that Brunswick wants to save a few bucks. That would make sense. Now, Brunswick had one of their best years ever last year. They had a great year, but they're probably trying to save some money. Does it really affect them that much? No. Everyone being a Brunswick or Hammer staffer isn't a big deal. Brunswick and Hammer already their only two brands that do like really, really well. So they're just gonna, it's kind of like giving like a rich get richer mentality where the Brunswick and Hammer are going to be on TV. You're going to see them a lot more. You're going to see the logos more, and you're going to see those brands continue to climb. You're going to see Radical deviate. You're going to see the rest of them slowly drop down to the wayside. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but we will see what that's going to end up turning into. It is very interesting though. But on that same note, with what Will said on TikTok, Dom Barrett is leaving Brunswick. Is this going to be a wave of people leaving Brunswick now because the Purple Hammer cannot be thrown almost anywhere? And there are a lot of rumors that there's going to be a full urethane ban coming from the USBC this year. So it's interesting because Brunswick, the reason, if you look on the PBA tour for the last like 10 years, you're going to notice there's like usually 1 to 2 lefties that are not on Brunswick staff. Why is that? The Purple Hammer was goated. It was a cheat code for years and years and years. You saw Buttroff crushing everything. You saw Kevin Williams crushing everything. You saw them all only throwing urethane. That is all lefties could throw on tour because it was the best. And the Purple Hammer is the best urethane. So everyone went to Brunswick. However, with urethane maybe getting phased out, are you going to see more guys leaving to go to Storm or Motive? That's going to be a very interesting thing. Dom is a big loss. Brunswick, unfortunately, like if you take out Packy, didn't really have that big recognizable name that wasn't a PBA 50 guy. Brunswick still has a lot of those big, a lot of the big older guys, Parker Bone, Johnny Petrago. They got Walter Ray. They got those guys, but there weren't many younger guys that they were really like popping off with. Packy was a big one because he, of course, he's Packy. He has one of the largest YouTube channels and one of the largest followings. And he is probably the best. He is probably the best content creator on YouTube right now. He does so well. But that's it. Dom was the one who's like, he's won US Opens. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think he's just going to be. I don't think he is yet. But you have that massive name, probably the most recognizable one on the list, and he's leaving. That's a big deal. This isn't as big as like EJ leaving Motive, but this is like this is a top tier name that is leaving you. So this is, in my opinion, this is like a Simo leaving Rotogrip type situation. Is Dom leaving Brunswick? He's been with them for a while. So a little bit crazy. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Casey, the Black Hammer, and Crown and NU run circles around the 78 and the level. Absolutely. Yeah. Brunswick won the game in terms of urethane and urethane-like stuff. They did. They won. They have a better formula than everybody else on that. It's just how it is. It's the honest truth. But with that going away, is that going to cause a switch up? Because the PBA guys, their one goal is winning. That's what they need to do. You will pick the best brand to win. And if they see that it's going to be Storm in the coming future, you might see a lot of Storm staffers. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Camden, where did he end up? He has not announced it yet. We are going to probably get an announcement tomorrow. So on January 1st, that is when all of the Storm and Motive guys can announce where they're going. You're going to see a lot of brand announcements tomorrow for people that are going on staff. And I would like to proudly announce today. No one talks to me. I am not on staff with anybody. But that is what we are going to see tomorrow. Any idea where he's going? I would place a larger bet that he's going to Storm. Dom has a lot of connections to Storm, and he was on Storm staff early on in his career, so I guarantee he's going back. Motive seems very happy with who they have. They have Ethan. They're putting all their money on Ethan, EJ, and AJ. So I don't think they're going to pick a bigger one. Brunswick National guys also get signed in January, so we might see some Brunswick ones as well. I'll be interested to see who has more people after this. Because the big reason I ask, ooh, that was a strong sip, is are we gonna see a lot of how do I word this properly? Are we going to see Brunswick drop a lot of their PBA guys? Is that gonna happen? Because if Brunswick dropped Columbia and they're saving all this money on not sponsoring these jerseys, are you going to see them put that money back into the national staff? Or are you going to see them just keep taking money out of their national staff budget and putting it towards something else? A good question that no one has really asked yet. So it's going to be an interesting couple days. Very interesting couple days. Camden, they do have Landon Jordan, so they're long-term. Well, Landon's a tough one because he's so new. Like, Ethan, he popped off, he made it on TV, and Motive has run with that. Motive is one where if you make TV once, you are going to be the poster child. That's how they operate. Landon is going to be one that would be interesting to see where, I mean, they're pushing him hard and I think was he on the tour this year? I don't remember if he was on tour. He was a college, or was he a college kid or a youth kid? I think he was more youth. I don't think he bowled in college. But it's going to be interesting. You watched the shows last year, Brunswick guys only wore Brunswick and Hammer? Really? I did not see that bit. Huh. I did not notice that. That's interesting. So maybe they have been doing that. Odd. Corey, I saw that darn 710 ruined your run. Dude, I deserved the 710 on that. Like, I laughed because I probably deserved it after carrying. I think I tripped a 4-pin in there too. So it wasn't a great game, but Brunswick has Dio and Jones. Jones. Who's Jones? I don't know who Jones is. But no, Dio, I mean, Dio, if Urethane is gone, is he going to try to go to something else? I don't know. It'll be interesting. Yeah, Erin McCarthy left as well. One of the prominent female Motive staffers who's been there for a while. She left and is going somewhere else. So there's a lot of moves. Oh, Eric Jones. All right. Is Eric going to want to stay? He's another lefty where if you can't throw the purple and you can't throw the black hammer, that's a tough one. So that the tour is taking it out fully, or is that the talk that's taking out fully from tour? Yeah, B7 has way better reactive stuff than Storm. A lot of the pros disagree. A lot of the pros do not agree. They like their Storm stuff better. Storm has been more prominent on tour for longer. So a lot of those guys, I don't know. It's interesting. It'll be very interesting to see. I mean, Andrew Anderson's a good example where he was Radical staff. He hated it. Went over to Motive, did well and liked it, and then went to Storm and he became a top 5. Wayne, your face lights up yellow when you go to the Radical site. Watch this. This is one of my favorite games to play. You ready? Google page. Radical page. It didn't get as bright because my camera's better than it used to be, but that's always fun. Lorenz, am I the only one who feels they know less about a Radical ball every time I watch the Throwbot video? Dude, the Throwbot video was not good this time, unfortunately. I mean, apologies again to Radical guys, but the Throwbot video told us nothing. I was hoping for like No Doubt Solid versus Outer Limits Black Hole, but nah. We got Outer Limits Solid is earlier and smoother, but not by much. Like, we knew that. Water's wet, the sky is blue. That was a given. That wasn't the question we all had. Clark, just say the Black Hole is ball of the year to get back in their good graces. So quick little thing I've talked about with a couple of people now. I talked about this to my fiance for a couple of days because I was so salty about all this. Is if I would be full on shill, where I would just say overly positive things about every ball coming out and everything about bowling, I would probably have more. That is the way to succeed in the YouTube world of bowling. Because my most disliked videos are my negative videos. So if you are just that's why you see all these content creators, they're going to be overly positive because that helps keep people happy. That has them hit the subscribe button. They don't press the unsubscribe button. They press the like button. They go buy from their shop or they go buy from their company. It is how it is. If you're positive, you will get more sales. But it's also not good. Like, it doesn't make you believable or trustworthy. So we don't do that here. Grumpa, I know the Energize is close to the one Reverb and Ovation. What SPI and Motive balls compare? The Origin was close to the Energize. I have the Origin as like a half step above the Energize. But right now, there's not much. I'm assuming we'll have more soon. PJ, my Facebook comment was fair on the Radical page. I didn't remember what yours was. Next Factor Core on the level cover. Oh, God. Mark James, don't throw motive, but I have a bunch of friends that love that ball and score well. There you go. Justin, Storm Pyramid Factor, 80 hardness. New Storm branded finger inserts. I mean, we can always use more inserts. Meter Man, sorry for the late arrival. I'm using the Atlas Hybrid as my strong sharp. What are similar balls? Criterion Hybrid was pretty close. So if you can still find one of those, they're pretty cheap. We have Casey, though, saying Energize isn't close to a reverb. Well, oh, yeah, the reverb's the Pearl. It's closer to the Ovation. Weekos, Happy New Year. Thank you, Weekos. Appreciate it. Yeah, and I do want to say, anyone just joining in right now, first of all, Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you have some fun plans tonight. I hope you stay up, watch the ball, or just have a relaxing night, whatever it is. I'm going to be chilling here, relaxing, hanging out. Pretty quiet night for me for this New Year's Eve. So we'll be streaming for a while. Hopefully we can talk a lot of bowling stuff with you guys. But if you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe or the follow button. It's the best way to help support the channel. Best way to help stay up to date on the latest bowling ball news, knowledge, education, fun stuff, whatever it may be. Then you can be the first to see me miss a 300 because I leave a pocket 710. That's a great place to be. But thank you guys so much who's all hopping in tonight. We have a lot of people hanging out right now, so I really do appreciate every single one of you who are spending some time on this New Year's Eve, willing to talk bowling and hear my rants about getting yelled at by bowling ball owners or bowling ball company owners. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much for hanging in. And please hold me to my BS, by the way. If I'm being dumb, please tell me I'm being dumb. I have thick skin. So please just tell me I'm being stupid if I'm being stupid. Storm B, be on social media tomorrow. You'll see quite a few surprises. Storm B, you sound like you have some insider information, sir. Do tell, please share with the class if you have any insider information. We love tea. We love that little bit of gossip here. So if you have it, love to hear it. Charles decided to order the Apex Jackal. Feel as a stroker, it'll be good for me. Hopefully. I really hope for you. Happy New Year, Xbox night. Nice. I'm going to be playing probably some PlayStation after this. I've been deep into Black Ops 7 lately. So, Casey, leave Radical alone and let Phil cook. He's just a grumpy old man who owns all bowling patents. Oh, boy. I can't when he's being dumb. Machine, he has a terrible attitude towards the value of pros, like he views them as worthless, and that's bad. That's really bad, because pros are very important, because that's the only TV time bowling gets, is with these guys. So, that's big. Piranha Power Core Pearl is a sleeper. Oh, 100%. That ball's good. James O'Brien, you're rev dominant, and you have an IQ Tour Phase 2. Is it good that I also have a Vibo and Tropical Surge? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I do not recommend getting an Equinox Solid or an Ion Max. I think another Pearl ball if you're more rev dominant. The weaker stuff is going to be better for you. Mitch, man, we appreciate you so much. We're waiting on Stranger Things finale. Oh, I can't watch it tonight. My fiance needs to watch it with me. We've been watching the whole season together, and I'm not going to be that guy, but I do need to watch that as well. I am iffy on this season. I'm very iffy. Jaybird, he's leaving because of urethane ban. No, we don't know that for sure, but I would lean towards that as a potential reason because Brunswick has had a chokehold on the urethane area of bowling for a long, long time. And before the Purple Hammer got big, Brunswick wasn't doing great on the tour. Storm was seen as the PBA tour ball before the Purple Hammer got in. The Purple Hammer low-key saved Brunswick on the tour, 100%. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now that it's slowly going away. Now, the problem is 78 hardness are still usable in 2026 on the PBA Tour, and the Black Hammer is still the best, by far. All right. James, well, it doesn't matter because Brunswick urethane was goated because it was too soft and is illegal. The 78U is the only legal urethane. Oh, that stuff got so soft. Yeah, it's so crazy. And I know a lot of Brunswick guys were not... oh, thank you, Don. Yeah, I should cover that too. But yeah, it was very soft. But yeah, before the Purple Hammer was hammer. So, but yeah, before Brunswick bottom in 2020, that's when they were really struggling. So when Brunswick was just Brunswick Deviate Radical, that was when Brunswick did not have a good grasp on the PBA Tour. Hammer had a chokehold for a couple of years because of the purple. That's when Buttroff ran around with everything. That's when Bill O'Neill was frying. All those guys were crushing it. And everyone wanted to be an EBI staffer because of the Purple Slammer. I remember that was the big thing at the time that was kind of when I was getting into bowling, like when I was just learning a lot more about it. And that was like, everyone wants to be on hammer staff. They didn't have the best reactive stuff, but they had a killer urethane ball, which was great. Landon did make a TV show? Oh, that's awesome. Sweet. Good for him. I don't remember that. Why don't I remember that? James, can any Storm ball replace the Vibo? I think the Vibo is the best strong smooth ball for Storm ever. Not right now. Not right now. Casey, just unban Urethane to watch all the Storm guys lose and Rash can keep complaining. Yes, but then you'd only see Urethane thrown 24/7, and that's not good for bowling. Radical Page just gave you jaundice? What is that? I don't even know what that is, man. Is that like a yellowing? Yellowing of skin. Well, that is a good reference. Well done, R Farmer. That was good. That was really well done. Good job. Larry, the big announcement will be that the price of bowling balls will be higher, and we'll pay because we want the newest thing out. The thing is, bowling balls aren't increasing in price unless you have a Motive logo on the side of it. Motive's been slowly increasing, but the rest of them have stayed pretty stagnant. Like all of 2025, bowling ball prices didn't increase, which is good. That's very good that the sport is trying to stay competitive, I guess would be a good word for it. Consistent, usable. Not, I want to say cheap. That's probably a little too strong. Deaf Sound Guy, maybe Brunswick is PO'd because USB-C is killing one of their goats. Oh, 100%. Brunswick made a letter attacking USB-C about that. Absolutely. Yeah, they are furious, which is unfortunate because USB-C is also keeping bowling going, which is, I know, a very hot take, but they are truly doing that. But alley prices are skyrocketing. That is the tough thing, that bowling alley prices are jumping up more and more. I wish bowling ball or bowling alleys had a better way of revenue, because if they had better ways of making money that wasn't just on a game of bowling, then they would do really well. Then it would be fine. Big Brother Pod, where are your sources for a lot of this? What stuff specifically are you talking about? Like, where are my sources? RJ, are you now on the send list? No, I am not on any send lists for any ball companies. I am not. The Brunswick thing. So the company people leaving or them being upset about the urethane. The urethane they posted on their social media channels in October, I believe. They posted a literal letter from Corey Dykstra, the owner, or CEO. I don't know what his exact title is. But they actually posted a letter saying, we do not agree with this decision. This was a very dumb decision. Nicer, more corporate words, but basically bashing USB-C. So if that's the piece of the Brunswick thing you're talking about, yes, that is, they did come out and publicly say that. Even when you're negative, you're still Midwestern nice. Yeah. Big Brother, you made a video saying nobody could use Brunswick equipment. No, I never said that no one could use Brunswick equipment. In PBA, no, they cannot use Columbia 300 equipment. So Columbia 300 cannot be thrown on the PBA tour. And that is from PBA's approved ball list, or approved equipment list. Sorry, it's product registration. Yeah, so that's just Columbia 300. Brunswick, you're not going to see a lot of the logos on jerseys. People can still throw the balls, but you're only going to see Hammer and Brunswick logos on jerseys. Would you rather use a 500 grit TDH as a short pin or an Apex Jackal? Apex Jackal. Yeah. Lindy, we like the way you are. Respect to you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, and thank you so much, guys, for the support lately. It's been fantastic. Sound Guy, never worry about telling your truth. I don't know if you answered between the Turbo X and Danger Zone. Turbo X is stronger, Jaybird. Turbo X is stronger. Yeah, Casey. Yeah, the Pulse. I think the Pulse is a good tour ball. Pulse is a good sport shot ball for sure. James O'Brien, is there a better strong sharp ball released in the last 5 years better than the Vibo? Attention Star, I think, has a play in there. Last 5 years. That's a long time, man. I would argue the Origin, but I don't think a lot of others would. It's kind of, I would have to look at a list of the last 5 years to see what's been good in that range. Almighty, we moved on from the topic, but I really don't want a full urethane ban. None of the replacements don't get close. Well, yeah, and it's a tough situation where, I mean, we saw it at the World, I forget what the World Games that just happened were, but there were very soft purple hammers being thrown. And that's the tough thing is you can make a urethane softer on purpose and tamper with it, and nobody can check you, and nobody can get it. So it's basically like you have a free cheat code, but no one's going to know that you use the cheat code, which is unfortunate. G. Brian, I have to work 11 to 7. Ooh, I'm sorry. To Joe, not only do you steal content, but now you steal New Year's parties. I know, it's terrible. By the way, that's a joke that another Brunswick content creator made at me that I steal content. Hey, for the record, I put out my top 5 bowling balls of the year first, so people are stealing that from me. Nah, I'm kidding. Camden, the Optimum Idol for Storm. Oh, Optimum Idol is goated. Can we all agree there's too many dang bowling balls? We can, but that's how the bowling ball companies make money. They found that the more balls they release, the more money they make. So that's a tough piece. What do you think of the Motive Apex Jackal, Johnny Ray? I think it's a great ball. It's going to be very hard to find because it was limited edition, but it is a really good, strong, smooth piece. Also, thank you everybody who left gifts over on TikTok. I saw Spareware dropped a lot of stuff. Casey, thank you for the rose. Gold boxing gloves from Dot. Really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate it. Uriel, first year of bowling. You have a white dot spare ball, perfect mindset, and an off-ramp PBS Forbidden Magic. Not sure what the last one is. Also, Lindy, people hit the like button. Give some love to Zach. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. PC is better than console. Yeah, hit the like button. Agreed. I agree completely. Color, what's going on? What is up? Ty Dog, had a big pep change. Most of my arsenal is now reacting horrid, minus my 3D offset assault. Plan on completely rebuilding just to be offset assault, dark side, bubblegum. That's not a bad play. You'll need a weaker solid probably next and you'll be good. Oh, and you bowl at Drax? Ooh, good luck with that. Actually, I actually like Drax, one of the better places in the cities. All right, let's catch up over here. WYD, how when there is a hardness level? There's been a hardness level for bowling balls forever. So bowling balls generally had to be over a 73 hardness. That was their rule. And if you look at any bowling ball behind me, if I use my durometer, we will see that all of them are 73 hardness or above. Just how it is. The pyramid ball is probably at 80 right now. Actually check. Hold on. We're staying here. We're doing it. Experiment time. Ball. Start with pyramid ball. All right, we're doing it live. Durometer. Shore D, $30 from Amazon. Thank you very much. Turn it on. Zero it out. All right. Hardness. Pyramid Prime Solid. What are we at today? 77 is what that spot is at. Okay. Ooh, that one was a 75. 78. Oh, I zeroed it out. Good. Let's check the track. I haven't thrown many shots on it. 75. So that's the hardness of pyramid ball. I want more hardness checks. Have a durometer. That's what we have it for. But yeah, the hardness matters a lot. There's always been a rule for it, but urethanes, the problem is they get softer, according to all the research right now that's been publicized. Brunswick has said that they have their own research that shows that it doesn't get softer, that it's actually the durometer issue. However, they've never actually published that information, which is a big issue. Because you can say it all you want, but if you don't publish the info, no one's going to believe you. But yeah. It's, yeah, the hardness thing is interesting. It's a tough situation. Camden, Ryan Barnes showed us he has 6 brand new ones of the Optimum Idols. Yeah, you can thank us for that. We sold Ryan those Optimum Idols. Yeah, it was great. Casey, is that calibrated or is it USB-C? It's calibrated. I mean, you want to see what the hardness is? Old purple hammer. Very old Kentucky purple hammer. It's still a legal one. An older one. Now, according to Brunswick, this is due to oil on the... $61? What, really? Okay, that one's better. 66. Okay. Let's check this spot. 67. Okay, it's a little higher. It's getting a little better. That one spot was bad. 65. Okay. So, sorry, my face is very bright right now because my camera is not. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Checking old purple hammer. Fun fact, if you put this into a plug, the plug for me is at 78. That to the side quick. Now again, according to Brunswick, this is not the right way to check if the ball gets softer because they say that there is oil that gets on the durometer, on the needle, that is on top of / inside of the cover stock of a urethane ball. There is no proof of that has been publicized quite yet, but that is their stance on it versus everybody else is durometer says it got softer. So fun little test for the crew. Fun little test. Purple hammer and pitch black arrow was goated. Oh, I was so bad in that era. That was the oldest purple I had. Yep. A lot of O's. They don't get so, yeah. What if it gets softer doesn't mean the ball gets better? What if getting softer doesn't? No, it does. That's been a proven fact in bowling forever. The softer a ball is, the better it is. The more it hooks and the more continuous it is. That's why people in the 80s and 70s and whenever were soaking their bowling balls with acetone to make them softer. Oh yeah, never mind, JK. All right, let's keep checking. Keep catching up. Josh also with the $5 super chat. I missed it. Dang it. Josh, I have to watch the rest of the stream on delay tomorrow as my phone has been hijacked to listen to a 90s R&B pregame playlist. Ooh, Josh got some pregaming going on tonight. Love that for him. Love that for him. Doll G, do you have opinions on best ball for seniors? It's going to be more rev dominant is going to be the thing. Where you're probably a lot more rev dominant as a senior. A lot of ASIMs usually look better in general. So I don't really have like a best senior ball, but those are a little better. Polished level. Otherwise polished is as good. Oh yeah. What am I saying? Hold on. Reset what I said. I was thinking something different. You're rev dominant, so you're going to want that weaker stuff. So yeah, shiny ASIMs, shiny symmetrical balls are going to be a little better. They'll give you a little more pop down lane to knock out those corner pins. Thank you, Don. My mind went into La La Land on that one. Tony Warren, that's why people in the 70s and 80s were so happy all the time. They were high. they were just sniffing acetone because they were putting that on every ball they had. AJ, for B7, what is the best-selling company besides Hammer and Brunswick? It's a good question. I don't really know. If I had to place money on it, I would, I don't know. Maybe Ebonite? Maybe not. I don't know what would be next. Jim, so you soaked it. You caught me. Dang it. I am a little surprised. When I made my video checking hardness of bowling balls, I expected more, I expected like a tournament director in the area be like, all right, I saw that ball's too soft. Can't do it anymore. You can't use it anymore. But let's see. Know anything about the reality upturn? Never heard of it. You got it in a mystery ball? That's a crazy pull, man. Cam, I just saw a pro shop today that was selling a drilled ember for $270. That's a lot. Ember's down to like $150, I think, on bowling.com. The balls, I don't like the ball as much as I was hoping. I was really hoping that it would be better than it is. Maybe a weaker drilling would be better, but the ball rolls very forward for me, and that's a lot of the AI core where it matches well in the cove, but not in the ember, which is unfortunate. Also, Ricky, what would you bring? 40 foot? I think we hit that, Ricky. Yeah, I think we hit that one, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat, but I'm pretty sure we hit that one where you had like Jackal Ghost and then and something else. And I said to bring a little bit of weaker stuff. I think one big ball is going to be good. It'll be good for about a game, but there's going to be quick transition. You're going to have to go pretty low in your arsenal because 16 mils is insanely low. So you're going to like hustles and vibes and things like that are going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be a little better. Sunbreak. What is the advantage of a ball getting softer? Absolutely. So bowling balls, the harder they are, the later they're going to hook and the smoother they're going to be down lane. They're going to roll more forward. That is not good because then the ball's going to deflect, and deflection is what causes your 10 pins, what causes your 7 pins. It causes bad carry. The softer a ball is, the more it's going to roll through the pins because of how it reads the oil pattern. A softer ball is going to want to read the oil pattern sooner, but it's also going to want to continue through the lane because the ball is gripping the lane more. So, like if you have a tire, I don't have anything here that actually fits the analogy I'm going for. Actually, we kind of do. All right. It's like, for example, like we have our Classic products, little squishy boy. Go check out Classic. So say like this is the bottom of the ball. This is for a harder bowling ball. There's less of the ball that's actually touching the lane. So that means it's not going to grab the lane as quickly. It's like tires where you have those skinnier tires. They aren't going to grab the road as much. Now, if you have this side, then you have all of this grabbing the lane, and that's going to make it want to hook earlier and continue through the pocket. If you get it to continue through the pocket, that's where you get better carry. So that is why softer is always better. So one of the reasons this pyramid ball wasn't as good for me, one of the multiple reasons is because it is harder, so it didn't want to hook as early. That was a bigger issue. If the ball was softer, it would want to grab the lane more and not deflect as much. So I really hope that helped, man. I really hope that helped. Dave, we're so happy you're fostering such an amazing community. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I think we have the best community out here on YouTube. I know every YouTuber says that. I have the best community. No, I have the best community. But this one's very positive, and like I love seeing when someone has a question, everybody helps. That's incredible to see. I'm not seeing that on many bowling YouTubers' pages. Usually there's a little bit more animosity. So I'm really appreciate that. Machine soaked balls equals bigger footprint. Exactly. Just like what you said there. Yeah, it's a bigger footprint. Oh, Ricky, what would I bring personally? Oh, my bad. My bad. 48 feet, 16 mils. I would probably bring a Viking. I would probably bring my Ion Pro. I think a Rockstar Amped would come. I think I would bring a Dark Side probably is one of my weaker balls. I would bring my mix. I would assume I might throw my mix. And I would probably bring maybe a Cove. I bowled in old wood lanes on not much oil a couple of months ago, and the Cove was crushing it. So I think I'd bring a Cove. So I think those would be some of the balls I would bring. So you're noticing I'm going lower on the sphere of I'm going towards weaker bowling balls to win. Or to help. Yeah, and if you can get the platinum mix, whew, top tier. Don, I might have to drill that platinum mix that's in the shop right now. FYI. Marshall, why can't the PBA or USBC just test balls prior to the start of each tournament? For instance, a big mainstream softball tournament, we all have our bats tested. The problem is money and people. So testing a bowling ball takes a long time if you check it properly. And things are very touchy with a bowling ball because, like, if I leave my urethane in the car and I bring it in, it's going to be super hard because cold makes a ball harder. But then as it warms up, it's going to soften up. So then you have to wait that time and you have to check it a lot. And you're going to have a lot of people mad because they're a point under the minimum. So I think that would be the best call. And USBC did say they're going to do more checks at things like the US Open, the Masters, Junior Gold, things like that. Partially for information, but partially to be able to ban a few things that are too soft. So that is something that's coming more and more, but for regular smaller tournaments, it's just not worth the money. Because durometer, like my durometer is cheap and it was $30, but a better durometer is going to be $200, $250. That's a tough piece. Packy said track is number 3. That would make sense. I think that would make sense. 500 people in a tournament, you'd be there for days. Yeah, I mean, if you go to a pro tournament, if you guys saw Jacob Buttroff back in like the late 2010s, he had upwards of 6 to 8 purple hammers at a time. Graham Faw did too. They had so many purple hammers. So if you have 30 pros with 7 bowling balls you have to test, that's 210 balls. That's a lot. Now, I think there's a good way to do it for pro tournaments. Everybody shows up the day before, or everybody shows up to check-in, and right when check-in starts, you just have people start flying through bowling balls. That would probably be the best way. George, this may seem like a silly question, but why do you think new bag and bowling accessories don't seem to be as publicized and hyped up? Mainly because they aren't as shiny, and usually when people buy a bag or buy accessories, they're only buying the one and that's it for a while. And they usually just buy like what's cheapest. So bags, no one really cares about in terms of consumers. They just want what's cheap, really. where balls and all that people are buying a lot of. There are people out there in mobile games, for example, like Clash of Clans, like Candy Crush back in the day. They had things people called whales. What a whale was is someone who dumps upwards of 200, 300, 500, thousands of dollars, even sometimes, into that mobile game. Bowling has the same thing. They have whales who are buying every single Storm ball, every single Brunswick ball, every single Motive ball. That's a normal thing. Where if you're coming out with new bags, no one's really going to buy new bags when they're a new color. So, yeah, it's a little unfortunate. James, no alley prices are cheap, like $7 a game, and shoes, they make most of their money on food and pro shop. See, I'm not a business guy. I did not graduate with a business degree. I've never owned a business before, minus the channel. But I feel like you can make your money, yeah, on the food, on the drinks, on the shoes, and on the extra deals you have, like the arcade, compared to the bowling. But I don't know. It hasn't seemed like that's really caught on quite yet. Did Joe make a mandatory $50 deposit for bowling with urethane in a tournament? Refundable if you cash. It'll pay for the extra people and storage if needed. There you go. That's not a bad play. Pay to win, baby. Simo, ever thought of making a GOAT list using your 6-ball arsenal? It's always tough because there's so many good balls from like the 2000s that I just don't know. So I'm really not the best guy for that. I'd say like a Chris Barnes would be incredible at that. Chris Barnes would be so good at what is your GOAT ASIM solid. Now, a lot of those guys, you probably shouldn't say like this old Columbia 300 ball because he's not with C300 anymore, but whatever it may be. Big Brother Pod, a High Road may be good too. High Road is really good. I did not see who that's for though. Jake, how's the intense mindset? I didn't like mine personally. I actually got rid of mine already, I think. Gave it away to somebody in my Discord. That does happen, by the way. Go join the Discord. You might have a way to get some cheap or free bowling balls from me. But otherwise, I don't know. It's a strong pearl that's good on house shots, but you want to drill it weak. You do not want to drill it very strong. Mine was drilled strong and it was bad. It hooked early and it went sideways. That ball wants to go sideways, so I'd recommend drilling a little bit weaker. But then it can be good. Richard, I'm a kid from the 80s. The ball my dad loved was an LT48. He said he would sand the hell out of it. Oh, yeah, sanding was huge. There's actually, it's kind of funny. There's a guy on TikTok right now who posts like 5 times a day. He shows up on my For You page all the time. And he's just bowling, just open play. And he has an Ion Max, and the logos are gone. The logos are gone. He's like sanding that stuff with 180 every time he's done bowling. That thing is so sanded. Like the Ion Max pink, gone. Absolutely gone. There's no way there's serial numbers left on that ball. And he does not care. Comments every time are like, this ball isn't legal in league. This ball isn't legal in tournaments. And they're right, but the dude just doesn't care. He says like, I do what I do, but I still win. Like, what? It isn't even, it's wild. It's awesome. If you're watching, dude, keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome. Let's see. Never Ending Pain. Is there a heavy oil option that rolls like the Gremlin? Ooh. Not really. The Viking's too weak. The Viking's a step up from the Gremlin. I think, no. Sorry. There really isn't. No, the Gremlin's so unique in a lot of ways. I don't match up with my Gremlin at all, but it's really good from Strader. Very good from Strader, but there really isn't much that's a step above it that fits really well into that same exact ball reaction right now. Maybe there will be in a couple, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Eric, I've seen that Ion Max TikTok. Dude, it's wild. It's insane. That thing's got to be too small at this point. It's so sanded. It's every time. He's got like a little gun that's like is a spinner, and he just hits the hell out of that thing. It is wild how hard he hits that thing with surface. Oh, and absolutely. I love that he's loving it. It's great. That's what bowling needs, is like that dude who's just going to go bowl open play, and he loves his Ion Max, even though it's going to be the size of a marble one day, and he just bowls 20 games a day. That's awesome. I love that for him. You don't have to be a pro to love the game. And that's a big thing that we kind of miss on social media is all of the big names are like, I'm a PBA pro, I'm a PWBA pro, and that's all of them. Like I think like a top 3 sized YouTube channel who is not a professional bowler. They are all pros. So it's good to see like you don't have to be a pro to be able to do this and enjoy it and all that. So that's awesome. Jeremy, who's buying every ball full price? Usually it's getting free or discount. You'd be surprised, man. There's a lot of people who pre-order a lot of bowling balls. I did ask that to my Discord, so I want to ask you guys too. We got a lot of people hanging out right now. Do you guys pre-order bowling balls? Do you ever pre-order them? And if so, which ones? What causes you to want to pre-order it? I'm going to leave that out there for you guys. I'm going to grab a second drink, so I'll be back in like 15 seconds, but I'm very curious if you guys pre-order equipment or if you buy it a little bit later. All right, let's see. What do we got? Ty Dog, never pre-order. I just usually look at the closeout deals. That's a common one. Joe, I bought 15 this year, and you did get 5 pre-orders. Okay, which ones did you pre-order out of curiosity, man? Very curious. Yeah, Sound Guy, you pre-order Hammer. Okay. Interesting. Camden, not a shot. I like to wait, and even if I'm not a pro, I can gauge if I can throw it. Okay. Only if I like it at a ball demo. That's a good choice. Jack, no pre-ordering. Always wait a couple of weeks. And Captain, I pre-ordered my Equinox Solid. Big Mike. Yep, Big Mike we hit on Discord too. I don't pre-order. Almost what I mean was very close to pre-ordering the Phase 2 Pearl. Oh, yeah. EJ Jackal's a different story because you had to. Storm B, I know guys who buy 30 to 35 balls a year retail. Yes, those are the guys I think all of us here who watch YouTube don't really see is the guys who just buy all of them. Clark, I bought probably 15 with no pre-orders. You pre-ordered the Theorem Pearl. Oh, I'm sorry for that, fool. Yeah, that ball kind of sucked. You picked the bad Theorem. The Solid is goated. The Hybrid, goated. The Pearl probably belongs in the nearest trash can. Mark, I never pre-order unless I've seen it in action first. I've never pre-ordered, but the last ball I bought was at a demo from George. 84, I've only pre-ordered the Danger Zone. I was expecting that answer. Ricky, I don't pre-order when I want a ball. I wait till it's one big discount. Track Theorem 109, Rockstar 115, Jackal Ghost. Did you say Jackal Ghost for 50, my dude? Where did you find that deal? I'm guessing you meant 150, but my cousin's Theorem Pearl is gross. Yeah, some people like it. Some people really liked it. Don, did you drill that combat? I did. I threw that in my 250 yesterday when I was running back to the pro shop. It is very smooth. That thing is way smoother than I anticipated, but it was fresh on that shot. So it seemed like after like 10 to 15 shots, it actually calmed down into a spot that I expected it to be, a little stronger than a Viking, a little weaker than my Jackal on it. I never pre-ordered from Mitchman. Burmy, pre-ordered the EJ. To Joe, it was Max Effect, Bubblegum Vibe, Hyperdrive, and the Danger Zones. Okay. And the EJ, okay. Hybrid is money. Hybrid's so good. Lawrence, we have a lot of people who pre-order Storm and Hammer at our local shop. And that one's very common. There's a lot of guys out there who they pre-order every new Hammer ball. There's a reason that there's 20 Hammer balls out at all times. There are so many guys who just get Hammer balls. They will like every new Hammer ball. Hammer teased. It looked like it might have been 2, might have been 1 bowling ball. No, I think it was JR Pro Shop. It was Ryan who posted that he had 2 silhouettes of Hammer balls. So there's gonna be people that pre-order both, and if there is one, they're gonna pre-order that one. That's just what they do. It's crazy, but that's how it is. And it's not if you only get like Hammer stuff, it's like, guy, I should check. How many balls did Hammer release last year? I can do this quick. Welcome to math time with Zach. Today we have a Hammer coming into play. US only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, oh, it doesn't count. 10, 11, 12, 12 bowling balls from Hammer. So 12 times, let's go average of 220. 12 times 220. Math is 22, 12, 220, 232, 244, 2,400 bucks. About. That's not bad. 2,400 bucks for a year of bowling balls. It's not as bad as you would think. Yeah, Jer Bear, Eric, exactly. Jer Bear has one. He buys. Yeah, in Discord we see Jer Bear buy every SPI ball. Yep, absolutely. And there's, I mean, this is your hobby, so that's awesome. JR, yes, you did. There you are. I knew you were hanging in here yet. I knew you were in the corner doing you probably plugging at the pro shop or something. Better have some good color matches. So there's going to be guys who buy every single one, which is awesome. Good for them. I mean, it's the same way with, I noticed that with slow pitch softball. I joined slow pitch softball this last year, or actually a while ago, 5 years ago or so. And there's guys who pre-order every single bat as well from a certain brand, which is awesome. But let's see over here. Jeremy, you better be winning tournaments at that investment. I mean, but think about, the one I like to think about is running. In marathon running or in 10K running, whatever it may be, you are spending a lot of time and a lot of money on races and travel and all that. There's no cash winnings. Bowling is very spoiled because we can make money doing this. A lot of guys can break even or even make money in this sport and not be a professional. Almost in every other, there's very few hobbies that you actually make money in. Like, think about like gaming. Video games, for example. If you're buying, say, a new PC, say 3,000 bucks, we'll go a nice one, and you buy 10 games a year, say 10 games a year, 70 bucks a game, 700 bucks, $3,700 is what you're spending. And you're not making anything. You're making $0 unless you're finding some weird ways, or if you're pro or content creator, whatever it may be. So we are just very lucky that in bowling, we can win our money back, which is cool. I mean, League is crazy. You can make money doing League, where every other like adult sport I play volleyball, I play softball, I play what else I play here? I played a couple other sports here. You can't make anything. If you win, you get a pat on the back. They don't even spend the money on a trophy for us. It's just cool, you won. But for our sport, you can make a lot of money. Joe, for context, I pre-order when it's a want, not a need. It'll be mine. Oh, yes, it'll be mine. Party on. Wait. Hey, that's okay. That's a thing. We got to have fun with buying bowling balls and throwing bowling balls. One of my favorite things is throwing new bowling balls. It's awesome. It's such a cool feeling. It's great. Or even pulling out that old ball that you haven't thrown in a year and it looks good and you're like, God, this thing's awesome. Shout out to the Storm Axiom. It's Gizmo. I only get Motive balls. And Motive, you can do that. They're only releasing 9 things a year or so. Pat Martin just bought the Next Factor. The back end is so crazy for that ball. Very crazy. Yofo, I'm only ever buying discontinued. They go on sale so quickly. Absolutely. You wait 9 months, a ball will be on sale. But the FOMO is big. Daver, I do not pre-order. I always buy it a bit later. I have a problem, though. I have 12 balls and just started bowling last year. Hey, it's only a problem when you say it's a problem. Burmy, why does pre-order exist in the first place? Because it makes money. Simplest reason. Pre-order is weird in every sense of the word. But it is a way to get it day one, is usually what people do it for. So I know bowling balls is tough because like I am like the biggest advocate that ball reviews are kind of tough because every ball is seen as ball of the year. But so like we don't get a good read off of a lot of people. So it is the tough piece. Lumpy, what do you think the Widow release will be in January? Yeah, so we're pretty confident there's going to be a Black Widow released in January. There has been, I should have kept that page up. There has been a Black Widow released at least for the last 2 Januaries. When was the Black Widow 2.0 hybrid? 2.0 hybrid, that was January. Yep, that was middle of January. That was 2023. When was the Black Widow 2.0? Black Widow 2.0 was, that was an October release. That was 2020 though, so that got weird. But usually Widows seem like they're released in January. Just like Motive, Jackals are released in January. So pretty good chance we see a Widow at some point soon. But what do I think it'll be? I have no idea. I'd assume hybrid to take over the Black Widow 2.0 hybrid. I'm shocked that ball's still in the market. Chuff Dad, don't sleep on the Apex Jackal. 197 House Bowler. I bowled it out of box. You already have it? That's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. You already have one. That only releases in like 8 days. Gizmo, or 7 days. I also work in a pro shop, so every time I get a new arsenal, I plug my old ones and donate them. That's a great play. It's so dead today. Dude, I was packed on Tuesday. It was crazy. I only bought 6 balls this year. Eric, maybe pre-order help pro shops gauge? Oh, absolutely it does. As a pro shop, like I can confidently say, one of the hardest things is like guessing how many bowling balls you'll sell of a certain one. Like the Identity was a good example. People bought a lot of them. They didn't sell them. I know for us, we bought a lot of Black Widow Tours and we're slowly going through them, or we bought a lot of Ion Pro Solids and we flew through those. So it all depends. Cobra, what's going on, man? Good to see you on TikTok. Jeremy, who do you watch on YouTube for ball reviews? I have gotten worse at watching ball reviews because I need to go, well, I'll back up. My favorite by far, Luke Rosdahl, has been my go-to for years and years and years. Luke is the most unbiased guy on YouTube when it comes to a bowling ball review, and he is also the most accurate. Being unbiased doesn't always mean good, because that you can just maybe not know what you're talking about. Luke is a very smart dude. He's very smart and he's unbiased, which is a really good combo. He is incredible at what he does. If you haven't subscribed to Luke, go subscribe to Luke. He is by far the best. The issue is everybody else generally is on staff with a company. They have, commissions or their own shop or they're an employee. That makes it a little bit tougher. So he's always my go-to. He is the one. I will hold his word a lot higher than a lot of other reviewers, just because of his track record. He's been doing it for so long, and he's been so accurate on so many things from what I've seen. I think there was one I disagreed with him really hard on. I don't remember what that was, but there was one that we were I did not agree with him at all. But overall, very close. So he's always my go-to. And then, if ZVL Bowling ever gets bowling balls, he'll be my favorite. Don, we only have 1 Ion Pro left, but we have 47 Ion Pros. Yeah, I'm stealing one of those Ion Pros probably in the next, 8 months. That ball's good. Storm B, there are consumers who are very loyal to Hammer Storm. They'll buy every ball. Absolutely, they will. Nick Ransbottom, have you thrown the Black Widow Tour V1? No, and I've kind of thrown it around. That spot of the bag is kind of taken by my shiny Rockstar right now, but it is very good ball. It is a very good piece. Some people don't look at bowling as an investment. They like throwing new stuff. Absolutely. They don't care about cashing in tournaments. 100%. That's most bowlers don't bowl tournaments. Most of them just bowl league or even just bowl house stuff or open. So that's awesome. It's a fun thing. Buying that new ball, trying it out, seeing how good it is, seeing how it compares to your other stuff. It's sweet. Big Mike, I think Hammer and Storm have the most loyal customers. 100% they do. Motive does too, though. I'd say it's Hammer, Motive, Storm. Clark, you can make some money back on golf leagues. Yeah, you can if you're decent, but most golfers don't make money. Most golfers, they're putting the money in and that's all they're doing. Then they're dumping money into beer and that's their golf experience. I mean, that's most guys that we know, that we see. They aren't great golfers. Jack Tran turning 18 in early 26, maybe looking into getting into slow pitch softball. Are you a baseball player, Jack? Have you played baseball before? Because I was a baseball player all the way through high school. So for me, it was awesome because you didn't have to worry about what is a pitcher throwing, anything like that. You can just unload. And I had zero care in the world about strategy when I started. And I was, how hard and how far can I hit this? How many home runs can I hit this year? It's very fun for that. And a lot of the guys that play softball are a little older. So if you're younger, they'll ask you to play the outfield. And it was my first time playing outfield ever. It is the most fun thing ever. You just sprint. You are like a puppy dog playing fetch. And you are just trying to make the absolute craziest catches possible. My favorite thing was trying to throw people out. It was so entertaining. Still is. I shouldn't say was. I'm not retired. I just wasn't able to play this last year because they were done with the registration sign-up stuff in my town. Jim Ward, do you know if Don Barrett is going to be signed with Motive? It's going to be Motive or Storm are his only 2 options. So I am assuming Storm. but we'll find out tomorrow. I assume by tomorrow morning, we will know a lot of staffer announcements. I never thought about that. It wouldn't surprise me if Storm has one of their new staffers on for whatever bowling ball they're announcing. That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually, if they brought in, like, say that they signed Dom, I'm sorry, Don, not you. You're not getting signed. Say that they signed Dom. It wouldn't surprise me if they had him throwing whatever ball they're announcing. That'd be actually a pretty cool press idea. That wouldn't be bad. It'd be wild. Let's see. Mitch, man, nothing like throwing a new ball. Bowling is my midlife crisis. Cheaper than a Corvette. Exactly. Sound guy, Black Widow Mania Solid or Black Widow Mania Pearl? I don't think well, the Black Widow Mania is a Pearl, so definitely not that one. Jeremy, if I had a ball drilled randomly from my pro shop because I was a beginner, if I had my PAP checked, would it be wrong because of the random layout? No, your PAP doesn't change no matter what the layout is on your ball. Your layout changes based on your PAP is an independent thing that is always the same when you're throwing a ball, no matter what ball you throw. Yofo, not sure if I'm ready for the new Belmo FOMO. Bill McNally, pre-ordered the Gremlin, waited on the Ion Pro, got it today for $156 is a good price, man. Oh, Black Widow Mania Hybrid. I think that one's an overseas one, actually, which is crazy. Pat Martin, are the new balls stating the core is built for two-handers marketing fluff for real? No, that stuff's real. That is absolutely real. So we had Brian Buckosh, who is one of the two main Brunswick core designers on, and he went through in really good detail why they're made for two-handers. So they have a giant gap in their ball where the thumb would be, where it still can be drilled for one-handers, but when you have two-handers, your pin to COG or center of grip distance, that changes the reaction of the ball so incredibly much. It changes it miles. So that's been so that is actually really good. It is actually real, which is cool. James, just do what the MLB does and check the balls occasionally. That would be an option too. Tori, wish we had the Mania Hybrid. Did you say shiny Rockstar is in not the amp? Yeah, Big Mike. Yeah, my Rockstar is shiny. I have a dull phase 2. I have a shiny Rockstar. I wanted to differentiate them a little bit. So I have my Rockstar at like 3000 grit and I love it. And then I have the amped below it. The amped is going to hook later and be quicker. Burmy, Luke is great. He'll even re-review a ball. Yeah, absolutely. He is more unbiased than anybody else you're going to find. And yeah, Virtue Bowling Supply, also a good non-staffer channel. Yeah. If I would love to go down to Phoenix and help those guys out with their channel a little bit, like work on the mic situation and the camera situation, I think they could pop off. I think Virtue could absolutely pop off. They're getting all the equipment, which is only 2 guys right now really get all the equipment. So that's really cool. It is very hard to get into the game and get all 3 brands to be sending you equipment. It's nearly impossible. But yeah, they have it. So I think they could be the biggest ball review channel with the right setup. And with a little bit of new flair, I think they could do it. If you guys want to see a Virtue Bowling Supply and ZVL collab, go hit up their YouTube and tell them. I don't know how to contact those guys, but it'd be sick. I also go to Arizona every year because my fiance's grandma is a snowbird and lives down there in the winter. So it'd be a big win-win. Be really cool. Ransbottom, the Tour V1 is a great step down from Effect Tour. That is the perfect 1-2 punch for that. Big Mike, I can see Dom going to SPI because of Beef Stew and Verity. Oh, 100%. Yeah, him and Stu are super close, so it wouldn't. I guarantee if Dom told Stu, hey, I'm looking at a new company, he'd say, here's Hank's number, go hit him up. Don, I can't sign. Conflict of interest or something. Stupid conflict of interest. Lahit, should I wait for the Ion Max Pearl? Do not hold your breath on the Ion Max Pearl. We have no idea if or when that ball is coming stateside. Damon, since Columbia 300 can't be thrown on tour, can you throw them at the Masters? Yes, you can. The Masters and the U.S. Open are PBA titles. They're not PBA events. So yes, you can throw it there. Let's see. Preston, you like the Rockstar shiny more than surfaced? 100% I do. The Rockstar reminds me of what my old Phase 2 was. It reminds me of my 2020 Phase 2. So I haven't tried it much dull, but I really like it shiny. I can't see myself going away from the shiny version right now. But who knows? Maybe if there's another crazy deal on them, I might grab a second one. It wouldn't surprise me if that ball gets discontinued by like April. It would be about 14 months at that point. It would not surprise me in the slightest. I think last time, yeah, because I was in Pennsylvania with Maribeth when the Rockstar got announced, because that ball preview I did in a hotel room. That was awesome at the time. Tank Buster, there are a lot of bowlers that use C300. What would most of them change to? Well, there's a lot of league bowlers that do. There aren't many PBA bowlers. So league bowlers, it's fine. Columbia's allowed. None of us here, I guarantee there's maybe one guy in all of our stuff right now who will bowl a PBA event this year. That is the only person that this affects. So otherwise, you don't really have to worry. It's just what we're going to see on TV. Mard, should my spare ball insert size be the same as my main ball? Yes, make it the same. Make it as similar as you can to your main ball. What was the most sought after discontinued ball in the last couple of years from Camden? Oh, Attention Star. 100% Attention Star. That thing sold out in less than 24 hours. Yeah, that one was big. Envy Tour, another really big one when that got discontinued. High Road Pearl was a big one as well. I think all of those were big. Yeah, Damon, we hit that one. Let's see. Jeremy, has anyone had to compete with tour pros at random local house tournaments? Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, you'll see those guys all the time. Gizmo, is Charles from the Hype on staff? No. So Charles is on the like Virtue Bowling Supply is on the send list for all of the equipment. So he is not on staff, but he is always very nice to the companies. Because you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you by any means. So you never want to say a ball's bad. But no, he is an unbiased, or yeah, he is technically unstaffed, but he does receive all the equipment from all three companies. That's how his stuff goes, but he's one of the few. I think a couple others are who get the stuff and aren't on staff. Elise Bolton, the Nate and Elise channel. She's on Brunswick. She gets Brunswick and Motive, but not Storm. That's usually fairly common where Brunswick and Motive will send you stuff, but Storm doesn't. Luke Rosdahl gets a bunch of the Brunswick stuff and all the Motive stuff and not Storm stuff. Who are some others? I think that's about it. J.R. Raymond was getting everything, but he kind of stopped bowling. It seems like. I don't follow him very closely, but I don't know what he's doing yet. But yeah. So that's where all of those guys are at. Jeremy, I watch JR Pro Shop. I know they're staffers, but I watch more of how a ball reacts from Jung because he has a nice throw. Oh, yeah. And those guys, technically, they're all technically on staff with their own companies, but they are probably some of the most unbiased staffers that you'll find, right? Like, that's an awesome thing to have, too. Those guys, and they have a little bit of everything, which I know is always a big ask from people, is I want to see a two-hander throw this ball. I want to see a stroker throw this ball. I hate the word stroker. A speed dominant guy throw this ball. And those guys have that a little bit. And a lefty, of course. But we don't talk about that lefty there. Nobody wants to see a lefty throw it, right? Haven't had a lefty dig yet today. Burmy for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Happy New Year's to all the Europeans and Easterners just turned in. What are some of your expectations for the new year? New balls, PBA, and Asian Pro. I don't know much about the overseas tour. PBA is going to be interesting this year. We have a new, we're on the CW this year. There's a lot of companies coming up with more bowling content. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things. I think 2026 is going to be a very big, exciting content and social media year for bowling. You're going to see a couple things coming out with me very soon where you're going to see a lot of me coming. I can't talk much about it quite yet, but I'm very excited to be able to announce more on that. But wink, wink, nudge, nudge, be ready. It's going to be fun. Oh, CTD also. Thank you. Yeah. Ron from CTD gets all three companies to send him stuff as well. For the record, very hard to do, by the way. Very hard to do. I know there's one creator I know who was told, your channel is not worth our time by one of the companies who sends equipment, and they can be harsh. They are tough. It is interesting. I'll give Zach a huge thank you for the content he's given us this year. Also, we love Champions Pro Shop. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it. Yeah, big thank you. You can say thank you by pressing the subscribe or follow button. Best way to help support the channel. Try to help us continue to be the fastest growing bowling channel on all of the internet. We're about to reach 10,000 follows on Facebook, which is insane. We've only been posting for a couple of months, but the Facebook crowd loves it, which is awesome. So that's great. Big Mike, the hype is on staff with Bowlersmart, and Bowlersmart sends him the balls early. He does not get the balls from the manufacturers. Not exactly, no. That is actually not correct completely, unless that's what he said publicly. I know with my time, I was with Bowlersmart for a couple of months ago, and they do not have that power. They can get you connections, but the companies are the ones who are directly sending you them, sometimes on behalf of other companies. So like J.R. Raymond, on behalf of Bowler X, was getting all of the equipment early with the expectation that he would make reviews for Bowler X, right? And I think that's the same way with Charles to a certain degree. Luke's is personal. Luke had, I know he had Brunswick hit him up a couple years ago once he dropped the Storm contract, and he said, hey, you want our stuff? Same with Motive. I don't know if it was Spangler who hit him up, but one of the Motive guys hit him up directly. So yeah, the companies are the ones technically sending it. Yeah, the hype said he gets all his balls from Bowlersmart. That's not fully accurate. Kind of. Maybe it is, but overall, the companies are the ones. So companies don't send it like to Bowlersmart and then Bowlersmart sends it to them. There's just not enough time for that unless you are like have incredible connections and incredible shipping speeds. Because that man gets his reviews out quick. He has those balls early. Let's see. Wayne, I feel like Kevin Williams was the only C300 staffer at all. Last year, I think he wore Deviate. Yes. Yep, so he has to be Brunswick or Hammer this year. Don, you bowling the World Series? I am not. I will not get into the World Series, let alone bowl it. It'd be fun, but I'd get smoked. I think I'm at Nationals that time too, which is sad. I'll just skip Nationals. Easy. Wayne, he said on his live he'll be wearing Brunswick. Okay. Eric, what are your thoughts on IM not being allowed on the PBA tour? They must not have. It's interesting. It's interesting for a jersey company. I don't know how much they pay, but they must have not seen the return on investment be big enough, which is interesting. So unfortunate. They're a great company. I like IM Bowling a lot, but yeah, very unfortunate. Man, I got to talk to some jersey companies. We got to get some ZVL jerseys out there. Joe Weiss, Happy New Year. I'm looking at the Crown 78 or the new 2.0. Are they basically the same? No, the new 2.0 is going to be longer and sharper than the Crown 78. So if you're bowling on more house shots, I'd go new 2.0. If you're bowling on sport, I'd recommend the Crown. Clark, say what you want about lefties, but we have to use your dang scissors and try to not injure ourselves. 100% you do. This world is not made for lefties. This world is made for right-handers. James, my pro shop said the Ion Max is discontinued. It is not discontinued. No, the Ion Max is not discontinued and will not be for a while. Don't worry about that. PC, speaking of international, Black Widow Nightbreaker Hybrid. It's a long name. Sweet name, though. Tristan, need another ZVL and Rex collab. Well, I don't know what Rex's plan is for 2026. So it'll be interesting. I know Theo posted a few times, like, we're not doing it anymore. We'll see. You have an hour left. How's that bladder? Oh, Wayne, we're doing great. We're killing it right now. Donald, what would you recommend as a stronger ball than the Hustle Hybrid while still being below benchmark level? Danger Zone. Danger Zone Black. IQ 2 are solid, also from James as well. What is your opinion on the Turbo X from Maddox? I like the Turbo X. I think the Turbo X is a great ball. It's a weak and smooth ball, a little stronger than a lot of the other stuff out there, but it fits that gap really well. Bubba, what's up? Thank you, man. Trayton, what do you think about the new urethane ban? Makes sense. I think it'll be cool to see it in regular tournaments. It's going to be tough because the IQ 78 is not great compared to the Black Hammer. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a very interesting year, especially Junior Gold. I'm so excited to watch Junior Gold to see how that goes. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting is the best way to put it, because this is the first year we haven't had the soft urethanes ever. Mitch, man, if you work with EFX, wife and I would get a ZVL jersey ASAP. I have been told I should hit them up, but I just feel weird contacting companies and be like, hey, love me, please. So if anyone from EFX is watching, my email's open. Oh, Rick, you meant Jackal Onyx? Dude, I mean, that's what I threw yesterday. I love that ball. That ball's, it's so weird how good the Jackal Onyx is on house shots. And it's been so mediocre for me on sport shots. I have never liked it on any sport shots I've thrown. Then the Ion Max, I'm like, this is perfect on sport. I haven't tried the Ion Max on a house shot because it's so early, but a shiny Jackal Onyx, it's awesome. Looks really, really good on a cliff. Let's see. Billy M, what are your thoughts on the Hammer new 2.0? You have the new blue. The 2.0 is a little bit stronger, a little bit earlier than the new blue. Don, never had the opportunity to get the Origin. Anyone know where to get one? Those are hard to find. Very hard to find an Origin right now. 10th frame strike. Please try it yourself and let viewers know. People have different rev rates and release. Sometimes when we see different is when we do ourselves. Please try it yourself. Which one are you talking about, 10th frame? Try it yourself? See different is when we do it ourselves. Yeah, what ball are you talking about? Nick, what change do you make when you stone 10? So stone 10, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a ring 10. So that's where the 6 pin goes around the 10 pin. My personal move is moving a 2-in-1 left. Is always my play on a 10 pin. The general normal option that people say is moving 2 right, but then you have the problem of leaving the 4 pin, getting the 4 pin 10 pin reaction, which isn't what you want. So if you go 2-in-1 left, I tend to try to either hit it harder or throw it a little slower. That's tended to work best, but whatever you do, just move usually is the right play. Don, what change do you make when you 10 in a row, then pocket 7-10? You cry. That is the best choice you can make, is you cry. You get upset because you finally didn't carry a 7 pin off the deck, which was stupid. I wish I got video of that game. There were so many dumb strikes. There were so many soft hits where like I'd send the head pin off the wall to kick the 5 pin out, or yeah, the 7 pin would just get shoved off the deck. It was so dumb. And then one of the guys with me on a 3-bagger bones an 8 pin. It was gross as I'm just carrying the world. I came back after 7 in a row. I'm like, guys, I have this and I have all the carry in the world. I better 300 here. And then I did. Cheers. Cheers. 10th frame. Can you let me know what ball you're talking about, by the way? Like, you're being like, I appreciate your comment. I'm just very curious what ball or what you're specifically talking about for the try it yourself and let viewers know. Because I think there's a lot we can get into that. I actually asked a couple commenters who were not fans of what I said on the Radical Facebook page to jump in tonight. So I was hoping they did, but I didn't see any of them comment, unfortunately. But I would like to hear what I would like to hear a little bit, just to kind of go through like why it's so hard for a regular person to be able to throw everything and get their own opinion, and why that sometimes isn't the best. But we'll see. Don, I had the best 7-9 trip today on lane 5. Oh, I love a good 7-9 trip. I boned a 7-9, by the way, last night. That was fun. I made a ball switch to a Jackal Onyx. I had some over under. I ball switched to a Jackal Onyx. I leave a bucket because I took a step left and then realized, terrible idea. This ball's smooth. What are you doing? Get on top of the friction. And then I pocket 7-9, clean pocket 7-9, nothing going around. It was just 8 back. And then the 7-9 standing. It was great. Mitch, man, you should look up the Black Widow Nightbreaker hybrid. Will do. All right. Black Widow Nightbreaker hybrid. Oh, is that the green one? Oh, it looks like a web pearl. Yeah, it looks just like an old my web pearl. That's awesome. Love it. Kickstand, his highest series this year was 789 with the Ion Max. No, the Ion Max is great for house shots. Right now, mine is just too dusty. I put it at like 1,000 grit for a USB-C or for a Masters tournament I bowled in Minnesota, and it was awesome for 45 feet and a lot of oil. But way too much for my house shot. Oh, it would have been bad. Shoot, that's really unfortunate. I was really hoping 10th frame commented back. Man, dang it. Dude, I wanted to see that. Yeah. That was kind of the comment I got from a lot of people on my radical post was, well, you need to throw it to be able to have an opinion on the ball, which is hard because, I mean, it's a very, I don't get the equipment for free. So like I said, if you buy just every hammer ball, it's $2,000+. And this channel does not make enough to be able to buy every new ball. And you don't get it early. So the people who wanted the ball have already gotten it and they've listened to the kind of the hype guys. I don't want, not hype as in YouTube, but like kind of the more like this ball is the best crowd already on YouTube. So then they don't care about that review. So that's always a tough thing. If you're not the first, you're not getting the views, which is what you need on to be able to stay alive on YouTube. Gizmo, I hate it in League when people hit the 3-6 and still strike, but I dead flush pocket in 7-10. I haven't seen a backdoor strike in a while. It's been a minute. Ken Redmond just pick up the 7-10. Dude, I was wimpy. I just slow hooked at the 7 and walked away. I should have tried picking it up. But I thought, all right, 287 sounds fine. Yeah, I should have wailed. That was my mistake. That would have been awesome. Sonny recently got an Outer Limits Solid and Arctic Vibe. Any thoughts? Yeah, the Outer Limits is a big, strong, slow bowling ball that's going to be good for probably 50 to 100 games, and you're going to notice it get a lot smoother. So be ready for a little bit of a ball change in there. But the ball's been good. Looks gorgeous. And the Arctic Vibe is similar, just like 5 steps weaker than it. Very similar ball reaction down lane, just weaker. Wayne, can you start a poll for what the next Brunswick Ice ball will be named? Oh, that'd be awesome. I love that. Clark, I finished up a 300 a couple weeks ago with a Brooklyn. Oh, beautiful. My 300 I had with my 300 with the Jackal Onyx that I had was a snowplow strike. It was beautiful. Loved it. Joe, I tried cooking for myself once and now I'm homeless. Careful with your advice. That wins comment of the day. That was good. That was great. Jim, can you tell me what's going to be the new rule with the purple hammer? Will they still be available to use in League? Yeah, they'll still be available in League. Yeah, you can still throw the purple hammer in League. Absolutely. But you just cannot throw it at USBC national events or PBA events are the only 2 places, which barely any of us bowl. Lindy, a strike is a strike. Exactly. Ricky, I left a pocket 7-9 on Monday. I went home. That's the right answer. And Eric, I really dig the clear Storm Spare Ball. If the Storm Spare Balls were like $90, I feel like everybody would have one. But $150 is crazy. I wish. The new teal one looks so good. But it's the same price as a Cove. Or even an Ion Pro right now. That's crazy. It's so I get why it's hard to make those spare balls. It takes a lot more money and a lot more time. But man, I would love it to be a little cheaper. I would adore it. Tristan, I run a shop and I still have an undrilled proton physics. The Ion Max is pretty much a proton physics. So like, I think you can try selling it for something decent. Yeah, Gizmo, the new teal one looks so good, man. It's so good. I want to see the yellow ice. I still want to see that yellow ice. See how that looks. Because I love the ice colorways all the time. It's one of my favorite spare balls ever, just color-wise. So I'd love to see it. Amped, Rockstar or Rockstar Amped? If you're bowling on house shots, Rockstar Amped. If you're bowling on sport shots, Rockstar. Jeremy, I throw about 15 to 16 with 410 to 450 reps. What can I do for a higher ball speed? Faster footwork. The 3 best ways to improve your speed or bump your speed up. Faster foot speed. So instead of a 1, 2, 3, 4 approach, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit faster there. Second way is have long arms. That one you can't really control, unfortunately. Third way is a higher backswing. Those are the 3 best ways. Mean Boy, I have a Mow and Fill spare ball. That was my first spare ball, actually. The all purple spare ball. It cracked out on me. It was sad. It didn't crack. It chipped too much. But I loved that thing. That thing was great. That was my favorite spare ball. The all purple. I love purple. So I would love another colorway like that. I don't know. Does Radical have their own spare ball right now? I think they do. But I remember for a time they had the... They had like the space one, which I wasn't a fan of. They have anything? No, they have nothing right now. What? I thought they had a spare ball. That's sad. Disappointing, man. Oh, they have the spy. No, that hooks too much. That hooks way too much. Anthony, do you think the Equinox Solid will fit with my arsenal? Optimum Idol Solid, Zen 25, Attention Star. Yeah, I think it would. I think it fits pretty well. Tristan, yeah, we hit that one. Papo, why they banned the Purple Hammer from the PBA or National? The reason is the Purple Hammer and the Pitch Black are soft urethanes, and they are hard to keep track of in terms of like, have they been tampered with? It's something that you cannot truly know as a person testing the equipment. So you can tamper with your ball and make it better by dumping it in acetone or making it softer, whatever way you want. The other reasons are I see it as a kind of like an overpowered type thing. Urethane has really taken over the world, and it's really the only thing used in a lot of harder tournaments. So that is one of the big reasons. So the balls do get too soft compared to what the legal standard is, and then that as well. So those are two quick reasons. Camden, why would B7 release a Crown 78 when all urethane is probably getting banned? For giggles. No, I mean, right now we know that the 78 hardness rule is happening no matter what. So I think they wanted extra options there. And I feel like there's a little bit of like an FU to USB-C in that regard. I'm shocked they didn't release another Purple Hammer variant where they made like a red one or something and said, yep, this is the right one that gets super soft or something. I would have expected that, but they didn't do that. Yep, John Spy. I forgot about that Spy. This hooks too much. I need something that doesn't hook. Deity. My only 300 chance was one of the most memorable ever. I had a pin stand back up. That's awesome. I wish you got a video of that. Sorry, that's super sad, but that's awesome. Dondrig, my PAP changed. I'm more up the back. Good. That's awesome. Usually more up the back is better. My new arsenal is Real Time and Crown Vic. I have a Theorem Solid with a Danger Zone on the way. That's a great arsenal. I would start with that. I would start there and then see where the gaps kind of are with your game. Because you're more up the back, you might need a stronger shiny ball because you said you have Real Time and Crown Vic. So you might need like a Black Widow Mania or something to fit alongside them. I think that's a good start. Machine, pink eye, or black eye? Oh, a pink eye would be awesome. That would be so stupid. Let's see. Yofo, never bowling at disco style lanes. They care more about beer sales than dressing the lanes. No oil, had to bowl with a spare ball. My other ball just kept hooking right into the gutter. Well, it is a common thing. I remember this back around my hometown. There was a bowling alley. It was like 12-ish lanes or something. And they sold out. A year or two later, a couple bought it. And they had a cool name. They had a cool idea. They brought in great food. The issue was they didn't know you had to oil a bowling lane. So they went to one of my friends, who's a major bowler. He won our Minnesota State tournament, probably almost 10 years ago at this point. But fantastic tournament bowler in his own right. And they went to him because they were friends with him, like, hey, what else do we need? He's like, you guys know you have to oil lanes, right? And they're like, what? So that very few people know there's oil on a bowling lane, which is tough because it's invisible. It's very hard to notice that stuff. So when you have non-bowlers take over, there are always those little hurdles you have to deal with. So that might have been the play that a lot of managers just don't know, like, we need to oil the lanes more often. That is actually good. That's a little unfortunate. Jim Ward, my oldest spare ball I used to be able to use, but I can't anymore because it's too heavy. It was a 16 nail. Oh, that's heavy. Level up. Any idea on how to achieve a higher backswing or any practice methods? Yep. Longer push away. The longer your push away, so say that you are pushing the ball, I'm pushing the ball towards you. The bigger that is, the bigger the backswing could be. George, do you think the Rally or Guru Oracle could replace the Hazmat Solid? Nah, they're both a little too strong. So what happens when you soak a Purple Hammer in acetone? It gets better. It gets softer and better. Do not do it, by the way. It is illegal. Franchise, good work as always. Always watching, even if I don't comment. No, thank you, Franchise. I really appreciate you hanging out and lurking. I love that you're here. Everybody I know, like we have 130 people hanging right now. Of course, not all of you comment, which is awesome. That's how I watch streams all the time. I'm always lurking in streams. So I love each and every one of you who are hanging out, watching, hanging out, talking some bowling, just listening to all the mumbo jumbo that we're talking about today. So huge thank you to all of you. If you're commenting or not, really appreciate every single one of you who hops in at our streams. Waiting for a different color urethane. That's what I thought they would do, is they release a purple hammer, but in like red. Franchise, I've seen the Ion Pro Solid on both the medium smooth and weak smooth. Is it comparable to the Danger Zone? It's stronger than a Danger Zone. Definitely stronger than a Danger Zone. Sig, there hasn't been much talk about the maximum effect. Nope. Not at all, because the Zero Mercy Solid said, I'm going to do what you wanted to do better. And it did that. Very unfortunate. The maximum effect is still good. It's a little weaker, though, and a little more forward rolling. So if you spin the ball more, you'll like the max effect a lot. But yeah, it didn't get as much love as they expected. Like, Hammer finally released that big, strong effect with a dull cover stock, and then people didn't care because the Zero Mercy came out like a month later, which is a little unfortunate. Why is more of the back better? Yeah, good question. So, in bowling, the big thing to remember that it's kind of hard to see for us when we're at the line is that a lane is 60 feet long, and it's only, what, 3.25 feet wide. So you have way more length than you do width. So you want your ball rolling more forward. That's going to give you more consistency. The more you spin your ball, that it's going side to side as it's going down the lane, the more splits you're going to leave and the less wiggle room you're going to have down lane. So that's generally why up the back is better. It gives you more consistency. Your leaves are going to be, like, the pins you're going to leave are going to be 10 pins and 4 pins. They're not going to be 2 8-10s or big 4s. Level up. Yeah, push away isn't a problem, but I just can't get the backswing high. You might be muscling it to keep it down. That's a common one that people do as well. So when you push away, some people, like, when the ball gets to about here, kind of hard to see, here, that's when they start, like, their muscles take over and it doesn't let them get higher. So that's a common one as well. Can MEK works best? Hey, Midnight Gaming, what's going on? What is up, man? Deity, I have an Origin pinned down, Origin EX, and picked up a Rockstar amped. If I do pick up another ball, I was thinking a weak solid symmetric. Any suggestions? And I picked up a Rockstar amped. If I do pick up another ball, I was thinking a weak solid. I would go Alert or Danger Zone or IQ Tour. 3 best options. Or Ion Pro Solid. Wayne, what's your high score lefty? I shot a 210. I think it was 210 lefty. So last February, I was with, I went to Pittsburgh to visit Maribeth Baker and make some videos. And we did a lefty v lefty video. And unfortunately, the footage isn't good. But I ended up shooting 210. It was awesome. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was with a house ball too. I crushed her. I think she shot like 80 something. Absolutely smoked her. She's not here right now, but make sure to remind her of that if you see her post anytime. Oh, Midnight, you're lurking? Perfect. Love it. Oh, that makes sense with the trees. That's awesome. I love that. Preacher, would you say the Zero Mercy Solid, Hammerhead, and Dark Side is a good arsenal? Yeah, absolutely. I like that a lot. John Romero, who has the best benchmark? I still think Storm with the Phase 2. But they all have such good benchmarks. Like Hammer's Hammerhead is phenomenal. Gamebreaker 5, amazing. Motive has a Venom Shock, which is the GOAT. Storm, Phase 2, and Rockstar, both GOATed, so it's incredible. Yeah, they're all great. I'm coming from a twist. What should I get next? Vibes are a good, like, 1 step up. If you want to go multiple steps up, that's where, like, a Gamebreaker comes into play. I can't hit 2 under lefty. Oh, I don't think I could anywhere else, Wayne. I think I was just a very good game. I was slow hooking a house ball. It was great. Yofo, I went to wipe my ball after the first shot and no oil. Oh, boy. That's not good. Mitch, man, is there much difference in skate balls between companies? What do you mean skate? Might have been a typo. God, I am really disappointed that guy didn't actually give me, like, feedback on I need to throw the ball. That's very unfortunate. If you're still here, man, please, I would love, like, I will not trash you. I promise you that. I just want to learn. Like, constructive criticism is one of the best things, so I'd really appreciate it. But I don't think I think he made his one comment and left, unfortunately, which is okay. That's fine. Like I said today, I did not, a lot of radical fans are not fans of me, and I noticed a lot of unsubscribes today, so, and yesterday. Little disappointing. Little disappointing, but it is what it is in the world of content creation. Water. During one of my leagues, some of my balls get slimy and lose all motion. Yeah, that's because of the oil. Yeah, so you need to be wiping oil off of your ball every couple shots. So microfiber towel or a ZVL bowling chamois, which you can get for $17 on dhlabbowling.com. Eric, yeah, that's a perfect point, Eric. Mark Baker pointed out that top bowlers are not muscling the ball. Absolutely. There is nobody that is a really good bowler that muscles the ball, because that causes problems and inconsistency. In any sport, really. The more muscle you use, the worse you're going to do. That's why, anybody, the stronger you are, of course, the easier that less muscle is going to be and the more consistent you can be. Too tall, my ball speed is up about 1.5 miles an hour after being more open, less muscle, and slower feet. There you go. Love that. The open shoulders can be big too. So when you're facing the lane, you don't want to be completely square. You want to open up a little bit, maybe not this much, but you do want to open that chest up, because that gives your arm room to get higher and be able to get that ball speed up. Kevin, I matched a slightly speed dominant lefty with a 1 reverb and a GB2. Ooh. Do you recommend going weaker? It depends what you're feeling in your game, honestly. If you're feeling that you need something stronger than a 1 reverb, stronger or smoother, I'd go that way. But if you feel like, man, I have plenty of strength, I need something weak for game 3, I'd go Fireball then. Big Mike, I need you to explain why the Alert and Venom Shock are medium smooth, but the Ion Pro Solid and Ion Pro are weak and smooth. That is a really, really good question. So the Alert overall is stronger than an Ion Pro Solid and an Ion Pro. 100%. That ball is stronger. I can confirm that. No matter what, same surface, they will hook less than an Alert. So that for sure is medium smooth. But the Venom Shock is on the very bottom end of medium smooth. That ball is a step down from an Alert. And that is like the bottom edge of medium smooth. Motive always says it's light oil. It really isn't. The cover is super strong on that ball, but it is weaker than an Alert. Now, the Ion Pro, I feel, is very close to a Venom Shock, but I feel like it's slightly weaker. That's where the Venom Shock is on the bottom of medium smooth. The Ion Pro and the Ion Pro Solid are on the top of weak and smooth. Could I just snap my fingers and say Ion Pro Solid are medium smooth now? 100%. They are right on that cusp. That is probably the biggest criticism I get with the categorization guides, is that people say they are not weak. And I think our definition of weak in the bowling world needs to change. Because if we look at all the bowling balls that are out right now, like, there are so few weak bowling balls that I have labeled that people would call medium. Turbo X, for example. Most people call that a medium ball. Well, let me look at the bowling balls by category quick. If I get rid of the Turbo X and say that's a medium bowling ball, then we have the Arctic Vibe and the new 2.0 and the Direct Hit that are left. Well, some people have told me the Arctic Vibe is too strong, so that should be in medium. If that bumps up to medium, we really have no weak bowling balls on the market. The line needs to be drawn somewhere. Honestly, I should raise that bar and put the Venom Shock down in the weak category. So it is, I mean, really at the end of the day, our strong, medium, weak, and the smooth side is all just one big list of bowling balls that are compared to each other. That's where I need to get all the companies against each other, but it's so hard to do. But yeah, that is long story longer why that is how it is. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Clark, what are the odds that we can get you on the list to get new Radical balls? Literally 0. If you could, if we had all 135 people in YouTube, 7 people in Facebook, and 2 in Twitch right now, and 30-ish on TikTok, go and comment on Radical stuff that get ZVL on staff, it wouldn't matter. Or get him bowling balls, it would not matter. I guarantee it. They would not like that, but it'd be funny. Clark, it's worth noting that you need a good fit. Yes, that is a big one as well. I think that's one that a lot of people run into issues with, is you cannot outbowl a good fit. I'm actually DMing somebody on Instagram right now who sent me some videos of himself, and he said, my fit isn't the problem. My thumb is nice and snug. That is where a lot of the problems lie. People have their thumb holes way too tight. So then when you're releasing the ball, the thumb is not coming out and it releases at the same time as the fingers. A looser thumb hole is generally a little bit better because then you can get out of it a little cleaner. I remember a video of Walter Ray who's holding a ball like this on his thumb. That is bad. That is bad. You do not want that. Let's see. Perfect. We got that. Eric, a proper fit makes all the difference. Yes, proper fit is the most important thing in bowling. It is more important than technique and everything. Step one needs to be a good fit. If your ball does not fit, you are not going to be able to throw it the right way. Kaizen, balance bowler. What 2 balls would you take anywhere? If I was I mean, I'm fairly balanced, so I would go Effect Tour, Rockstar Amped would be if I had a 2-ball arsenal. Those 2. Purple Hamster Urethane. I'm guessing it was supposed to be Purple Hammer. Can you suggest any replacement for my Incognito? Ooh, Torpedo. Sam King, opinion on the Origin. I love my Origin. I adore that ball. That is one of my favorite balls on the, well, that was on the market. May it rest in peace. Matatui, my Hammer Effect Tour broke. What would be a good replacement? Another Hammer Effect Tour. That ball's still made, so you can still buy it for a little bit cheaper, which is nice. Adam W., I had a bad night last night. Just couldn't catch a break and didn't throw it perfect. Just a little off. Hey, I took all your breaks last night. I took every single one of them for myself, I think. I tripped like 3-4 pins. It was great. But that happens. That's the problem. That's one of the issues with bowling. There is luck involved. Aaron, stealth mode is really good. Stealth mode is really, really good. Papo, you're throwing the Iron Pro Solid on wood and you love it. Love to see it. La Heat, should I ask my pro shop to customize my boot since I broke my toe to make the regulated for league? I don't think they're going to be able to. I do not think they will be able to do that, man. If you can, once you get down to where you don't need a boot and you can wear a shoe, then you'll be good to go. Let's see. Mitch Man, idea for end of year awards. Best new innovation. And don't ever nominate Red. See, that's the thing. Like, I will say this publicly and someone will clip this and it will turn out to sound really bad. But I could, after all of the stuff that's happened with Brunswick in the last year personally for the channel, just with 2 people, really, I could very well just bash those brands constantly. There's a lot of people. I get 5 to 10 DMs a day of people asking me what ball should I buy. I could, without even flinching, only recommend Storm and Motive. And it, like, that wouldn't be weird. So it's crazy. It's so crazy. I will not do that. I do not do that. As you guys can see, I'm always will say great things about all the Brunswick stuff as well, but yeah. Too tall. That's a good point. I've gone through 8 or 10 pitch and thumb hole changes. Sometimes it takes a lot with help from Zach on how to pitch plug. There you go. There you go. Yep. It is much cheaper to pitch plug. Kevin, I thought I had a good fit. Then I had wrist pain and tried Sargeester. It's so much better. There you go. That's huge. Mitch, that was supposed to be spare balls, not skate. Oh, okay. I should comment. I should scroll up then. Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe? Where'd your comment go, man? Why am I not finding you? What did you end up saying, Mitch, man? Can you just re-comment it? I cannot find it for some reason. Sorry, man. Ken, not after you bash the direct hit? No, not at all. The ball's niche. The ball's way too niche for most bowlers. For me, it's terrible. It will never have a place. It needed to be drilled really weak. I drilled it just like the drilling guide said. Kevin Robinson, we hit that one. Mitch, we hit. Eric, my wife had a bad fit. PSO said it was fine. Went to another one. Her span was almost an inch off. That's a lot. And that's one of the tough things. It's very hard to... It is very hard to check somebody's fit because everybody does it differently. So old school wanted you to expand and make your fit bigger or your span bigger. New school is that you want to shrink it and have your have more away pitch with your fingers and more forward pitch with your thumb. So it all changes all over the place, right? Just depending on who you go to. So that is one of the tough things with pro shops. Some pro shops have been around for 40 years and they have their way and that is how they do it. But then you have new guys joining and they do the new way. So it's always good to have a couple places you go to just in case. Because even as a pro shop guy, you could just oopsie it. That is a possibility. It's not a perfect science. it is very possible that somebody's hand looks really good this way. Then you look at it again a couple months later and you're like, ugh, I was wrong. That's always possible. Always possible. Ricky, do you actually lose subs because of a question? Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I lost subs today. Yeah. I mean, I wonder, how can I check? Check if I lost subscription. YouTube. There we go. Let's see. Subscribers lost is actually a thing you can do on YouTube Studio. Pretty cool. Let's see. Subscribers. I actually can't see. Content metrics will go. Oh, I don't think I'm able to find it. Sorry. There is definitely a way I can check it, and I did see my number drop a couple of times. So it happens. Let's see. Tie Dog, my friend brand new bowler wants a ball. I'm suggesting a hypervenom until he finds a pap and form the phase 2, which is what he wants. His end all be all ball be. Yeah, I would even recommend something weaker. You could go a hustle if you want to spend less money. The hypervenom is pretty expensive, so you could go a little cheaper and be good. Camden, if my 6-ball arsenal is 6 purple hammers, do you think I'm set for league? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're good. Ken, my 1026 goal is to be back on the lanes. Maybe 14 pounds and new fit after losing weight. That's okay. That's perfect. Kevin, Houseball League Arsenal, Black Widow Mania, Ethos Solid, and an Optimus. Ooh, wow. That's what we call a throwback. Let me look up the Optimus specs quick, just so I'm not getting it wrong. Yeah, it was a 2014 248 048 game breaker numbers with R2X Pearl. Crazy that R2X is still around. They've changed it, of course, but ooh, Rockstar Amped is going to be stronger, but I think it's a good choice. Hey, John, thank you for the heart me. Welcome, welcome. And hi as well. Yeah, I think that would be a decent shot. And the Mott's, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome. James White, or you just take your thumb out of the ball. That is the easiest way to fix your span, is just take your thumb out of the ball. You know how easy it is to get a span for a two-hander? What's your finger size? How's your flexibility? No more questions. Being off an inch is crazy. Jana, main difference between the Iron Pro Solid and Effect Tour. Iron Pro Solid is probably 2 steps weaker and a lot sharper down lane is the main difference. Mitch, man, is there a real difference between the different company spare balls? No, not really. The T-Zone is going to be the cheapest. The Ice is going to be like $10 more. Motives, I think it's the Aspires, are just like a T-Zone basically. The only difference is where they're poured, really, in the colorways. I always tell people, just pick your favorite color for a lot of spare balls. The mix is a little different. That'll hook just a titch, but the rest are the same. Oh, my 2026 goal. There we go. I got it. Did I miss anything here? I don't think so. Next factor, better on transition. Yes, absolutely. $2. There's EVL fans who unsub, stop watching, and occasionally troll the comments, so that works both ways. That's true. Biggie, how can you keep a ball if you don't drill the ball? Is there shelf time? Yes, a bowling ball generally has. If it's out in the open air, like, I mean, really, it's like 10 years before the ball's like definitely gone. But the problem is a ball is still hardening for about 2 years after it's poured. So a brand new ball is going to be better than a ball that's 2 years old if they're the same exact ball. If I got a phase 2 at the beginning of 2025 and at the end of 25 and they're poured at 2 different points, the newer one is going to be better because it's not as hard and it hasn't hardened as much. So that's the big one. Let's see. Mott's. I'm a 2-handed bowler and only have a gremlin. What are 2 other balls I could add? I would go like a weaker smooth ball. You could go like a Cove. You could go like an Alert, an Ion Pro, Solid, an IQ Tour, something like that. And I would go that it was a gremlin. I would check that. See if you need something stronger or weaker, if the Solid is better than the Pearl. I'd start there. Big Mike, I see the Venom Shock in the weak smooth category, and Motive's benchmark is a Primal Ghost. They should re-release the EJ because that's their true benchmark. No, the Primal Ghost is definitely a benchmark. It's a little weaker of a benchmark than like a Phase 2 or a Game Breaker 5, but it still is. But nah, agreed. Yofo, someone tracked snow in the alley. My slide foot got wet and tacky. On the approach, my foot didn't slide. Oh, yeah, that's the worst. That is the absolute worst thing to happen. Kevin, missed your response. Can the physics blackout replace your Vibo? No, it cannot. No, it's just way too strong. It'll be earlier and smoother. Camden, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Xander, IQ 78. You have with the Sublime Focus and Ultimate Wrecker. Oh, you have a lot of stuff, bro. TNT Infused, Exponent, Origin EX, Regular Origin, High Road Pearl. Holy. I am seeing that you are good, actually. You have one of everything. So, yeah, you're fine. You're good with what you got. Camden, my ankle surgery in March messed up all my bowling progress. Ah, that's the worst. That's the worst. Freak Stunner, looking to buy a new Motive benchmark. Should I buy it? I would recommend another Venom Shock. I think the Venom Shock is the best benchmark you can get from Motive no matter what. Wayne, I'll donate $10 to your Radical Ball Fund if you film yourself throwing it like Tim Kegel. Ooh, I wonder if I could. It's so hard because the Kamehamehas, like, I don't know how he gets rotation on it. I don't know if that's his left hand doing the work. I'd have to watch a slow-mo, but I could. I know I was tempted to buy an Outer Limits after all the hate on it just to make a true review of it. But I don't think it would really get me anywhere. Like, there's no reason to make videos for people who have already left. And I mean, I would only get it like at release day. A little tough. Question, what is the best way to go around trying to get sponsors? Broly, the best way is having an internet following. And even then it's very hard. From experience, it is the companies are trying to focus more on how many friends, followers, whatever you have, then they will gladly sponsor you. Or if you're a fantastic bowler, putting up a lot of honor scores, making good connections, being a positive person in the bowling community, or working in a pro shop. So those are the best ways. Those are the best ways to get sponsored. Jadez just bowled on Quipika Edge string pins. It's the same as free fall. Yeah, no, the Quipika ones are very close to free fall, which is cool. There's just a lot of memes about the string pins, which is tough. Like when they have them on party mode. That's when it gets bad. That's when you get the weird stuff. Double J, I have an IQ and a Rhino. What should I add as a third ball option? I would go a bigger Pearl ball. Rockstar Amped. You could go Game Breaker 5 Pearl. You could go a Nebula, something like that. Let's see. We hit Wayne. Cub Killer. I was thinking about getting the Viking. You have the Origin EX, the Physics Blackout, the AI, and the Forza Redline. Yeah, it would actually fit. It would be below your Physics, but above your IQ AI. I think that's a good spot. G South, Crown Victory, Combat, Alert, Mesmerize, Ethos, Pearl. What's next for a sixth? Crown Victory, Combat, Alert, Mesmerize, Ethos, Pearl. I think like a weaker ball from the Alert. Danger Zone, I think would be a great play for you. Wayne, 3D Offset. Ooh. Freak, does the Jackal Apex fit the same role as the Evoke Hysteria? It's supposed to fit in the same spot as the Evoke Hysteria, but it's a bit weaker. Bit smoother. Camden, I heard a lot of people don't like their Nebulas. That's what I heard today anyway. I've heard more positive than negative. The price is tough. Being $200 is a lot. But a lot of people are very high on the Nebula. There are some negatives because I think people are expecting a lot more angle and they don't get it solely because it's a Motive ball. They're just not going to have it with that brand. But no, it's been a little hit or miss, but I think more positive than negative. All right. I think with that, guys, we are going to be calling it a stream. We're at about 8:50. We've had a long stream today, 2 hours, 50 minutes. We had a lot of people hanging in today, which is awesome. So we are going to end up calling it for the night. Going to go grab some food. I did not eat before this. Work went a little bit late, and then I had to knock out a couple of things before coming. So I am going to try finding probably a pizza. Pizza sounds kind of good right now. I won't order it because I'm guessing Domino's is going to be flooded with people tonight. But I will probably be grabbing some pizza and then calling it a night. Couple extra Amino, which I keep in the bag. Ion Max, Physics Blackout. I like all three. Physics Blackout, Optimum Idol, Ion Max. I think they fit well together. But if you haven't, make sure to drop a subscription or a follow on whatever platform you're watching. It's the best way to help support the channel. It's completely free of charge. It is the best thing you can do to help me continue to have the time, make the time, have the motivation to continue putting out as many videos as I do and more in-depth videos. We have a lot of really cool things coming for 2026. A lot of really cool things coming. So your guys' subscriptions and likes and just the positivity is really the biggest reason I can keep this going. The goal is to one day make this full-time. That would be dream come true. We're not there yet, but hopefully one day we can get to a point where we actually have consistent revenue and can actually make this a thing and be able to go live more than once a week. Go live 3-4 times a week, have 3 to 4 videos going a week. That is our overall goal for the channel. Hopefully that ends up happening, and you guys can help. Your support with subscriptions and follows and views is incredible. You guys are the absolute best. You're the best people on the internet that I've met in total. So thank you all so much for an incredible 2025. 2026 is going to be really, really fun. A lot of fun bowling stuff happening. Are you going to try the new Ghost flavors? Of course I'm going to try the new Ghost flavors. I have to. I'm an energy drink addict at the end of the day. But I want to thank every single one of you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. TikTok, I'm going to say goodbye to you first. TikTok, thank you so much. We're almost at 25,000 subscriber or follows, which is absurd, absolutely absurd. Thank you guys all out there. I will see you guys, though, on the next stream. All right, then it's just us remaining YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Thank you guys all so much. 180, thank you for becoming a member again. Hashtag Team Red. I love that. Enjoy your Domino's direct hit never. Also, Wayne, did you say ask how toilet time? Oh, 100%. Yeah, that too. Yep, I did hit my wall. But I do want to go and get food. My stomach is very loud right now. Luckily, the mic I have is pretty decent, so you guys can't hear the grumbling of my stomach, but whew, I definitely should have eaten before this. Whoopsie. But with that, we will have a live stream coming tomorrow with the storm announcement. Twitch and TikTok is going to be where we are live to talk about whatever the new storm announcement is. Right when it's announced, we will have a YouTube video up as well. So be ready for that. If you're bored tomorrow, make sure to check us out on Twitch or TikTok because we will be live then. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time, or tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. Central Time. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one where there is my stream ending page. I found it. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.